Caught by my hair. Caught by my hair. Caught by my hair. Okay, I'm being retarded. Do 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 do. We are late. We are late. I'm late. I'm late. I'm very very late. Late for a very important date. Ha 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 ha. I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. Now hurry up and freaking load. Yay! There we go. What's going on, Dragon King? From the Eagle to the people, it is podcast time, which means you guys know what that means. That means so you're going to come and hang out and talk, but we're actually going to play a game during this one, so that way you guys actually have something to watch other than us just talking. So I'm here today with Cake and Stitches and Private Panda, who have both massively played Fortnite, and that's our discussion topic today. So feel free to chime in if there's anything that you want to talk about, want us to cover, blah blah blah. Cake? I think we lost Cake.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Cake's like quiet all the time.
Nowadays.
Lately.
No, I'm not.
Nowadays, she's got that little phone thing. He's like, playing on my phone. I forgot.
That's what I do.
Speaking of which, I should be a professional about this and actually turn my phone on silent. Go figure. Okay, so like I said, we have all been massively playing Fortnite.
Well, save the world.
Yep.
More.
Yeah, we've been playing this Save the World campaign side, blah blah blah. Upgrade llama. Oh, I have a mini llama, that's why. Mini llamas!
I'm full of treasure.
Mini llamas
I don't
are
have
great.
Fortnite because I only have a phone, so I only have PUBG Mobile. Fortnite's mobile as well. Oh, the mobile people can, mobile people can link their account to Epic and play with anybody on a PC or an Xbox. Sony is the only one that's not on board with the cross-console, which kind of sucks because I'm a huge PlayStation fan, but they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot by not jumping on board with this, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd be playing with my friend right now, but no.
Yeah, we have friends that have...
I'd be playing with my brother.
Dude, I'd almost be willing to buy Fortnite for the PlayStation system just because it is it is a really, really good game, and I have...
Ask questions later.
So, we have ups and downs about the game that we want to cover today, which are going to be big ones. Upsides, I've been playing this literally non-stop. Like, from...
Literally, when we wake up to the moment we fall asleep on our dog.
Yep.
Oh wait, that's just me.
Yeah, Panda falls asleep on the dog. The music's loud in my ears, but I know it's not loud on the stream. If you guys can't hear the music well enough, let me know and I can change that out. But yes, so we've been literally non-stop for like a week.
Don't join my party.
I didn't join your party.
No, Cake did.
No, you guys... Really?
Don't join mine. I don't know what I'm
Keeps
doing.
Buffing. I don't know why. Try turning the stream setting down, or in your settings, so the quality settings to 480p. It tends to help. For some reason, right now I'm been having to do that a lot with a lot of things. Even my internet won't sustain it for some stupid reason. I think it's because Fortnite's actually quite a massive file for streaming. Anyway, so everybody's here. We're good?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So right now we're kind of working on quests at the same time, so we figured we'll talk and work on the quests and so on and so forth. But let's start with the things that we like about Fortnite. The things that we think that they got right.
It's addicting?
That it is. Playability, I have to give it mass credit for. It is a fantastic playable game. So, with that being said...
It is conveniently also... one of the positives is a lot of people are playing this, so if you are going to get into this, now would be the time to get into it while the community is, like, full of people and new and active people, as opposed to, like, a year from now where who knows where the community might be.
This is true. No, Fortnite is literally the biggest hitting thing, and streaming PUBG, but it takes all of my connection away. You don't have a strong enough broadband to handle that at that point, which means that you've either got other people on or you need to upgrade your internet service. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dragon King said that. Wait, Dragon King. King, did you join our Discord today? Anyway, so the playability of the game is. Oh, this is destroy the encampment, so she's obviously doing the.
That's fine. I'm gonna look for survivors. Have fun.
Yep, we can handle the encampments. Anyway, so one of the things, yes, this game is highly playable, and I do like that we're starting on this mission specifically here, because this is one of the more playable missions. I enjoy killing the husk. I enjoy the fact that it's got like that Borderlands Gunzerker feel where you can be up in everything's face if you really wanted to do all that stuff, which is awesome. I enjoy certain classes about it, especially the ninja. This ability right here, this double jump, woohoo! Yeah, freaking lifesaver right there. Holy cow! Oh my god, you need help.
Don't listen to them. Ninjas are bullshit.
You're just salty because you're not part of the ninja club.
That's all it is.
I don't plan on being a part of the ninja club either.
Yep, he's salty.
You don't know what you're missing now.
Yep. So we have Cake the salty one. But yes, I like the game for its playability, and also you bring up PUBG. Its Battle Royale is perfectly on par with everything. The problem I have with PUBG versus the oh Jesus, you're not gonna finish. Okay, we need to find those. The problem I have with PUBG is it's very realistic graphics on it, and I don't say that to sound rude. What I do say that being a vet myself, it takes me back to a little too much realism. So PUBG is not my thing. Oh, we got a guy named King in the Discord today, so I figured it might be you because you have a King as your thing. But with that being the case too, I like PUBG a little bit. I like the idea of it, but I do think that Fortnite
did. There's no campaign with that.
Huh?
There's no campaign.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is I like the fact that Battle Royale kind of took PUBG and improved on what was already failed. So they really, Battle Royale, I think they hit perfectly. It's not really my style because of the PvP stuff. I'm not a huge PvP person. However, this one's back here. Yeah, you can. I believe I keep a link down in the bottom of my description. If not, I will link one in just a moment, as soon as we get a second from all the shooting and all this stuff. But yeah, you are more than welcome to join Discord. Our Discord is designed to help people grow with their YouTube channels, like new YouTubers. If you wanted to come in and you were doing a gaming channel, this is a place where you can find all the guys to collab. If you're doing a vlogging channel, you're more than welcome to join there. And all we do is basically pass on the don't swear. Pass on the stuff that we've learned throughout our time of doing YouTube to newer YouTubers to kind of try and help everybody grow. So, that being the case, yes, I will put a link in there in just a moment. So, I really do like the fact that Fortnite has this very Banjo-Kazooie style gameplay behind it. Like, everything's cartoon graphics, and for as kid looking as it is, it's incredibly addictive to play. And I can't actually explain why. It's very grindy, it's very nitty gritty, very vanilla WoW style if I had to put it in something, but it's still holding my attention, holding me onto the game and playing. Now, yep. There. This person waited way too long. Okay. The problems I have, and I'm going to just jump right into the problems, is exactly, and everybody here I'm sure will agree, this game is very grindy. It's a very material grind game. I do think that, and this is where we're going to go over, and wait, I don't know why, but I can only record on phone, and the recording apps I use don't work for Discord. Are you using OBS? Because open broadcast software is what I use to do all of my streaming recording type stuff. And yes, sometimes it has issues. But, alright, let me do this real quick while I got a second. So, Fortnite, like I said, is a very, very grindy game. It's very material grind, which kind of sucks in its own way. And I don't mean that like...
Materials are just hard to come by, and...
There's just so much stuff you need.
Yeah.
At all times.
This is true.
Like, you need to be upgrading your weapons, you need to be getting, you need to be recycling old heroes and survivors to get more training manuals and things like that, or, because everything has its own experience.
Yeah.
Like, the weapons have their own experience, the heroes have their own experience.
You get your schematic XP, your hero XP, your survivor XP. It's got a whole lot of different stuff, and it took me... For what it is, I do think the game needs a better tutorial in the beginning to explain things to you. Because I played in the beginning and had no idea what the point was, why am I doing this, what's going on in the game.
Like,
they
you
don't have
just get jumped into it and just like, there you go, you're in.
It's very much like you're dropped into a very random world. There's no...
The tutorial teaches you very basic stuff on how to build,
Yes.
like, a wall and, like, stairs.
Well, I mean, I will give the tutorial credit. At least it's not like Ark where you're
Extra.
thrown in and you just got to kind of figure it out. Ark really made me mad with that. Fortnite, on the other hand, if you play on Battle Royale, yes, you're going to be thrown in and good luck because it's free and they don't give you the tutorial. But for the most part, yes, when you're actually playing in here, the tutorial explains how to play the game. And that's important to me in order for me to give a game a decent chance. However, past that tutorial, there's no like explanation as to what's going on, what happened to cause this situation here.
I can't find it.
You kind of jumped past the good, but I would say the perk tree is good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is intricate enough. I mean, it's certainly big enough. I mean, it certainly takes a while to get the research points,
Oh yeah.
or a good amount of them. But other than that, I think the tech tree is actually pretty good.
I actually like the tech tree a lot. I like the idea that that we can play 5 different styles in one game. So if you got 4 people can be 4 different styles completely, and I really like that idea. I like the idea that, oh, okay, I can, oh, he says back here, okay. Coming. I'm coming, Mom, I'm coming. Okay. So I really do enjoy the fact that like the constructor gets a build perk, you get stronger walls, a little bit heavier heavier duty stuff to go with your buildings, which I'm a fort builder. I like doing the fort builds, but that on itself has its issues too sometimes. Nothing bad, it's just like I like that, but I also really like that I can play this game and feel like I'm playing Gunzerker off of Borderlands 2. And I think
I like the Banjo-Kazooie element. I like the freedom to build kind of whatever you want. Like you were saying, I build forts more like in a battle, like I'm playing Battle Royale.
Oh yes, you do. Yeah, Cake's a
but
Cake's a hilarious builder in this game. So you go to build a fort to protect something, and you look at Cake, and he's got a staircase going one way, some walls with some windows, another staircase, a miniature wall, some other stuff. It's quite hilarious to watch him do that. Not that I fault him for it, but he plays more on the Battle Royale side. So that's the thing. But yes, I like the construction aspect. I like the fact that you have the ability to upgrade your materials, upgrade what you're doing, so on and so forth. So that's kind of... Do you play... Give me a second. I'll read that. Ah! No, come here. Come here, you taker. Aha! Lazy eyes! Yeah. There we go. I think that's the last one I'm really going to try at here. Anyway, you asked Do you play Pokemon Go? Because a lot of people still play. Actually, I still have it downloaded. I haven't turned it on in forever. And like,
I don't know anybody that plays it anymore.
it
I
hit.
know a few people that do.
Yeah. Well, Heather still plays.
Well, and
As
then
far
like
as I
you know,
know.
I have friends from like middle school and high school that still play it, so it's like it's still popular.
Yeah. So, I used to play Pokemon Go pretty heavy. Actually, that's how me and Panda used to spend a lot of time together. We'd have a rough situation come up and we'd go out and drive around and catch Pokemon.
But then they made it to where you can't go over 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
These people are El Stupido and got into accidents.
Yeah.
Aw, you guys can't hire an Uber driver to drive you around anymore.
I'm not
to go
spending
collect
that much money.
Pokemon.
Those guys do spend... That
What?
dude spent way
That?
too much money on that.
We're broke people. Come on now.
Ow. 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 Yep. Like I said, this graphic style, this shoot 'em up cowboy style, I very much enjoy the shit out of this. Like, right here, this makes me happy. Being able to play this kind of game, play this style, and I'm not a shooter kind of person.
Here it comes. 30 seconds left.
That is something I've openly admitted before. I was very much against playing Fortnite when it first came out, or when I first heard about it, because everybody was all about the Battle Royale. Which I do like some of the aspects of that. I think overall they basically hit the perfect gaming style for that.
If I didn't buy you Borderlands 2, you probably never would have played it.
No, I would have never played that.
They're against the ropes.
Boom!
Keep it up. Double jump.
With no time to spare at all.
Found the next one. Check out your map.
Yeah.
I just told some nuts and bolts at the end.
Nice.
And then
I play it fun. I have Mistress and a shiny... Oh, nice. Good stuff. So, alright, while we're out of this, the things that I really do enjoy, like I said, and I can show you here too, which is cool because we have the game up, but I like the skill tree, I like the idea of everything, I like that you get different characters, and I like that each one has its own special little ability it can do. So... And I also I appreciate the fact that you gave it the option of, when you made this game, you made it as a co-op intentional game. And it's obvious that this is meant for like a co-op option, even in campaign. So you can solo your way through it, and you can solo your way through Battle Royale, whatever floats your boat, but they did very well with that co-op option being in there in the first place. So if I wanted to, I can jump in like we just did and play a game with somebody else. And the only reason we're doing that is because it's actually a quest.
For you.
Yeah, it's going to be for you as soon as you finish the one you're on.
I know. But I have to kind of save some people, and we haven't been able to do that.
Yeah. So.
And speaking of unspeakable hordes of monsters,
Oh.
according to satellite data, we've got every category of monstrosity headed our way. Might be a good time to expand our storm shield.
Yeah, expand our storm shield. That's what I want to do. So, like I was saying, the build tree is this. This is your skill tree. This is our tier 2. You get all these options where you can come up on commando style. You can go constructor style, which I don't go. You got ninja style down here, which is your melee. Your scavenging style for your outlander, which outlanders give you a little bit more materials. Not really a noticeable amount, but they give you like a loot llama and things you can do, which I think is pretty cool. So each one's got like its own individual talent. That's the right word for that, right?
Sure.
Yeah, like they each got their own like individual perk type thing. There we go. But
Or playstyle or something.
yeah. That's a better way of putting it, like playstyle. And then you get the research tier. Now this one, I have ups and downs. I like the fact that you gave me the option of having the research tier, but at the same time, I don't like that We've been playing for like a week, and this is as far as we've gotten on it because it's time-based. It's not like you earn it through a mission or anything like that. It's all, well, you've waited 13 hours, so you got 400 of these little research points. So that in itself is going to take forever to build up your research tree, I think. But you get your little legendary defenders or your defender style that you can use if you're not playing with other players. And you've got multiple different hero styles you can play with, which I do like. Like I said, each one has a different kind of thing. This one's got Shockwave, Warcry, the Frag Grenade. This one here has Smoke Bomb, Mantis Leap, the 5-wing cut, so on and so forth, Throwing Stars. If you go over to your Constructor, which I can't click on her, so let's use him. He's got Warcry, Going Commando. That's not a Constructor, that's a Constructor there. Like Field of Base, which gives you more strength towards your base type thing. I think the diversity was spot on. But I don't know, anything you guys want to add there? Or am I just going to talk the whole time?
I do like the the diversity, and I do think that, like, you know, you can. I think that what I like about the tech tree, with how big it is I feel like everybody's going to prioritize what they like, and then most people are going to basically play their own way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as good as building. The reason why I do build is because the only time I'm really forced to have to build is when I do play Battle Royal, and that's why I play the way I do. And I don't know, I do kind of like that creativity too. I don't want everything to look just like a square box with like a wall between it, and then, you know, that's where all the traps are. I mean, that is mostly how you have to build and defend, for sure.
Yeah, I do, and yes, I do.
Like earlier, we were helping somebody with their base defense, and their base was pretty interesting.
Not in a way that I'm bashing it, but it was literally the weirdest build I've ever seen. It was like,
I thought it looked pretty cool.
It was like a reverse volcano.
I thought it looked pretty cool. I mean,
of course you would,
Cake. You built a tower that I don't even know what it was. Like, you tried to go for this monstrosity thing on there. Of course you would like it. I'm just sitting there baffled at it. Like, what the hell am I looking at? Not that I'm ripping on you for that too much, but I am gonna give you a little crap for it.
That's fine. I got a mythic.
Oh,
okay, that's one thing that I have to bring up now that we've brought that into the play. The drop rate of mythics is bullcrap.
No,
I'm sorry. I have gotten a crap load of llamas, and the llamas are over here in the loot thing. You can buy your little llamas and get special things for them, and some of them give you mythics. I have gotten a crap ton of them, and a lot of them have gone gold. I haven't gotten any mythics. Panda's gotten 2, Cake got 1. And Cake only got 1 because he stopped playing for like 4 days. And they were like, oh, give him something to make sure he keeps playing.
And then the very first loot llama I open when I start playing again is a golden one, and I get a mythic out of it after we're done talking about it.
Yeah, like right after.
Oh, you actually just need to rescue survivors, right?
I have to rescue and something else. I'm doing my collection book right quick.
Okay, because if you need to rescue survivors, I know you need to do the repair the shelter in the 23
and
plus
I have to do survivors.
Okay, because we got a couple of side survivor quests we can look at too while we're here, and they're not in that high up zone, so I'm wondering if they'll count.
It just says save 15 survivors in successful missions, and then complete and repair the shelter mission in a 28 plus zone.
Perfect. We can do that. So yes, the things that I like about the game are the style. I like that the further you go, the more the little storm pushes out. I don't like that. So the theory is like you're on Venus, I guess, or something from one of the game theorists that Panda listens to, so on and so forth. But
again, it's just a theory.
There's no lore to this game. There's no reason why you're here. There's no reason why the game started. There's no reason why you're in the middle of a zombie shitstorm that apparently it's like Zomnado there. Just random storms of zombies and they come out of the little tornadoes. Yeah, it's zombie tornadoes. Z-nados. There you go. So there's a lot of things I don't understand, but I like the style.
It's like Sharknado meets
Yeah, exactly. So I do, like I said, I do really like the style. I like the way it plays. And I'm very happy with the playability. I haven't really had to adjust the gamma. I haven't had to adjust too much in the game. The volume kind of me, but I always have trouble with that in every game.
I like the fact that even if you repeat a quest, depending on who you're playing with, it does not feel the same no matter who you play it with. You know, if you play it with somebody. It's different.
Yeah, so mine and Panda styles of building are very similar in this game, and I like that they gave us the build idea. That's a huge deal for me. That kind of made the game for me is just because I can build. Again, there's downsides that we'll go over, but being able to build your own fort and be creative and do that kind of thing is... Oh, you have seen all the Sharknado movies?
I feel sorry for you. So was my father.
Yep. Every time Shark Week comes up. But yes.
But then again, my father has a major crush on Tara Reid, so... And he got to meet her.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. I've been ready.
Oh, okay. You said you were doing something, so... But yes. So I like the build aspect. Now, that seriously does bring me back into the things that I dislike about this game and things that I really don't feel are necessary. I like, and I'm going to make this as close to it as I can. If anybody else in here, I wish I had more than 5 subs, lol. Oh. I'll talk to you in Discord on the side about that, and we'll do some collabs and stuff and get together and figure out how to promote your channel and things like that. That's how we do it, so... That's what the Discord was designed to do, was to help each other grow. So, yeah, that being a thing. But, what was I saying?
Things you don't like about the game.
Actually, I'll let Cake kick that off.
And I had a feeling you were going to get into the material side of it again.
Oh, I'm always going to go back to the material side. You know that. So, here's the thing, and I know Cake... When I first started playing, Cake was very defended about this.
I defended the grind.
Yeah, but now you kind of understand what the complaint
Well, because
is.
it radically shifts when you get past the first zone.
Yes, that it does. So in the very beginning, everything's kind of easy, free-flowing, ready to go, and you're able to really play and enjoy it and feel like you accomplished something. By the time you're at where we're at, you're doing 15 missions just to do 3 of the progression missions. Do you know app for phone that lets me record audio from Discord? No, but I can look into it sometime. I will look into it and try and get back with you on an answer for that as I run off the side of the map and kill myself. Protect the survivor! I can't! I fell off the planet.
We've all done it.
Oh, I do it all the time. It's funny. But yes. So, when you're up here, Cake, this is save the survivor mission, buddy. The panda needs the survivors. But yes, when you're up here, it's very much like... So I play, and I like to build, and I like to do all that stuff, like I said. With that being the case, I'll go into my base, and I'll spend 15 missions trying to get 18,000 stone, give or take, for the base. And then you're constantly running out of these materials, like nuts and bolts, things like that. And that's kind of a huge deal. So for the material grind, it's a bit excessive. And I don't say that, I'm going to compare it to the original vanilla WoW. If you guys have ever played World of Warcraft when it was first out, you would understand that even the level 30 to 40 to get your mount was ridiculously grindy. And that's very much what this game is. At least for the campaign side. Where the hell are all these survivors at?
Obviously not near you.
Right?
I've already found like 2.
Yeah. Oh, I finally found one. Haha. Look, I can help. They are not attacking you, dude. This is like... There. I saved you. Cool. I saved one! So, this game's very material based. Oh, Jesus, there's a guy in here. And you want a med kit, don't you? Yep. Yeah, this game very much relies on a lot of materials, and grinding for them gets very repetitive. So I don't feel like it gives you as much forward progress as I would like it to. Like, I can sit here for 12 hours playing the game, do 6 missions, and yeah, it's very much a game that you have to sit down and have a couple hours to play.
Survivor in danger.
Which is something I do not like about it because I don't feel like it gives me any time to play anything else.
Yeah, but you're still playing it.
This is true, so this is where I have to agree with you on the World of Warcraft analogy, because the game was the same way, and it was good enough that I wanted to play it, and I do want to play this game, but I see myself, I consider myself more of a casual gamer. I try to juggle real life and gaming at the same time, so I don't always have like all day this game, and nor am I gonna really do that.
Right, and that makes sense.
I'm willing to wake up like at 10:30 to make sure I can play a little bit, but I'm gonna take a break too so I can do other stuff.
Where is
And
this?
when I say other stuff, I mean like Magic the Gathering, and just like, you know, watch a little bit of TV and, you know,
Yeah,
just balance other stuff.
that is true. Yeah, this game does, like I said, I have not been able to really record anything else, which kind of sucks because being...
A lot of it's probably you just farming.
Yeah, and that's it. I get like one record for anywhere between 6 to 8 hours of play. Oh my god, dude, you and this med kit, holy cow.
And the time it took you to find his medkit, I've saved 3.
I've saved...
Well,
dude,
like,
where the hell is
you
this
know,
guy?
one of the issues I have right now is like, no matter what I do, my inventory in my backpack is just swamped full of shit.
Yeah. Well, that's where you gotta upgrade your bag through the skill tree.
Well, that's gonna be a minute. That doesn't help me out right now, right this second.
No.
And that's like, that's been a thing since I've gotten to the second
Sucks.
area.
Yep. Jesus.
Before
dude.
that, my bag space was never really an issue. I was using all the materials evenly enough where I wasn't having that issue, but now I am having that issue.
Yep. Sorry, I got focused on the survivor thing. Anyway, yes, I do agree with you that the bag space doesn't upgrade nearly as fast as I would like it to. So that is a thing. And they have this thing where you start out, if you buy deluxe, you get a better setup for this. Where the hell?
Which I did buy
Got
deluxe.
some pizza,
Yep.
kids.
Oh, Jesus
Let my
Christ.
little babies down so I can let them outdoors.
They're fine, they were just out. Don't let them down to see you.
I have a med kit. Where the...
That's fine, I don't care.
Look on your
Oh.
mini-map, hon.
I'm stuck at a survivor who's like underground
I
or
got
something.
thin slice, I got regular pizza.
Okay, maybe in retrospect, playing the game at the same time was not the best idea here. Give me a quick second and I'll read the chat, I'm sorry. Jeez Louise.
I found a mine, and I'm happy because I get tons of brick.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Stone is like, in every game from Age of Empires 2 to this, it's like stone is always the most ridiculous thing.
50 cents, alright?
Alright, cool, that's it. So, my friend has a channel, 2 with 25 subs, and we both in 5th. So if I sound like a kid, I am. So, hey, we also had to start somewhere, right? Besides, that gives you plenty of time to actually get your channel going and have time to really grow it and expand it and so on and so forth. Where was that other thing?
I need blue goo.
Oh, I have none. Hang on, let me see if I got any around me. I got some over here. I can bring it. Yep. So, with Fortnite, if you do decide to get it, realize you're going to spend a huge amount of time doing a material grind, which is... Oh, there you are. Oh, God, it's another medkit guy. Hey.
Thank you.
You have 3 water bowls downstairs. Thank you.
I know it's a lot to ask.
Survivor in danger. Hey, our fort's getting beat up. Check your map for the location of the medkit.
Okay. So if you get this game, just keep in mind it's going to be very, very, very grindy. And that's going to be a big part of it. They do need to work on that, I believe. I'm actually going to go ahead and say that. I think they really need to work on the fact that this game is very much a material grind.
Oh, you reminded me of the other thing that they really need to work on if they want to keep this game good. The server.
Yes, that's true too.
Well,
So
it's still a beta game. I can give
no,
it
this is
back.
an alpha
No,
or an early access type thing. I don't know.
which means it's still beta. It's been beta
Yeah.
for like 6 years.
Stop throwing stuff at my guy.
More humans, fewer corpses.
Okay,
Alright, just come over to me. I have to.
which one
My
is you?
survivor needs 1 blue go.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one is you.
The one that's furthest away.
That helps. Okay, you're the one by the actual survivor.
I don't care what stage it's in.
Pizza. Do you want
While it's
Yes,
playable,
How
they're
many
making
slices?
as much money as they are on the game. People are able to
How many
afford to
tickets?
spend
Three,
$1,500
please.
on llamas.
He always says this right when I start a stream.
The server needs to be better. The server is laggy on its own.
The server's not what's laggy. It's your graphics, dude.
I've played on Xbox. It's still laggy.
And you're probably running on Epic graphics, right? Have you adjusted your graphics down to medium?
Yeah, I did that now.
Yeah, that'll cut off the lag. So what it is like even my computer has those moments where it does that, but this is a huge game file. So with that being the case, if you're running it on the max quality, it's kind of like if I took Arc on a laptop and put it all in Epic, where you guys were all laggy and stuff. It causes that because it's got to render so much stuff throughout the game.
I still think they need to fix their servers or make their
Oh, no,
servers better.
I don't
That should be a top priority.
I don't
for them.
disagree with that. My thing with the server, and I do heavily agree with you on the server, is the fact that there's a difference between, okay, I've got a game and I've got a free play game. So, nothing against any of you who play the Battle Royale. However, the last major crash they had came from the Battle Royale servers. Too many people were on it, too much was going on, and it crashed their entire server. So everybody was completely shut down, which was a problem that could have been avoided had you taken Battle Royale, put it on its own server, and left the campaign people on their own server. I think that was a huge oversight, especially considering this game the original server's been out since 1992. So you're working on a server that's over 20 years old. You should have had the time to fix that. So the things that have happened, yes, I do understand that it's a game and it's a lot of people playing it, and this is the next biggest hit thing out there, which I thoroughly enjoy this game. But I also, like I said, I understand that that's going to be a hit, but you should have prepared for that. You've seen it happen. It happened even with Pokemon Go. Or when they had the mass server, or the mass hits on it, they had to reroute people to Japan and so on and so forth to try to keep the servers running, which, again, if you bothered to look at any other game that came out with that same thing, you would have known to put that server on a separate thing. Or that Battle Royale and campaign, you would have separated them to 2 different servers. Because there's people like me who will basically only play campaign.
And when you're getting screwed out of an event because of Battle Royale, that's no fun.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit salty about that.
You should be.
Yeah, I'm not trying to...
I would be.
Well, I had all of the clovers for it. I went to buy the thing and the server crashed, and that's what really drove me crazy. And then when I came back, okay, you gave me a loot llama that I got nothing really from to make up for the fact that I didn't get the thing that I spent 20 some odd hours grinding for. Yeah. Not really a nice trade-off. What you should have done is extended that event, even for the time that the server was down. I think that would have made it a little less rough. I don't know. I mean, I still got some nice stuff, and yeah, I'm sure that skin will come back up, and I really do hope that skin comes back up because I wanted it really, really bad. But again, that's me just more acting like an immature child than it is anything else. So basically, when I got the game, it was... I tried the Battle Royale, and I very much learned since I've done YouTube, which is kind of cool, that if I don't like a game right off the bat, not to really knock on the game yet, and just give it another try from a different perspective. Because that's made quite a difference. Well, thank you, Phil. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here. And if you guys have anything like that you think is an issue that you want us to discuss here too with the game, or something that you really like about the game, you're more than welcome to bring it up in chat. I am trying my best to pay attention to both things. Okay, we're going to extract without finding the last 3 survivors. Weird. So what we're doing right now is the campaign quest on the side too. That way Panda can get her campaign forwarded. And again, that's where the grindy part comes in. We've been playing this for, I want to say 2 weeks solid.
I've been on this. I've taken I've taken a break, but I've been playing this game since 10.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you did actually take a break. So Panda and I have been playing this game since noon today. It is now almost midnight, which is a solid 12 hours. Consistently, I've gotten 2 quests done. Which I think is a serious issue with the game. I get that a game is grindy, and I get that you wanted it to be that way, but at the same time, after 12 hours of play, I shouldn't be only 2 missions forward. I think in 12 hours, I should be able to slam out 10 missions, roughly. Even 8. If you give me 8, I'll be happy with that, but the issue is, so you get your materials by smashing up basically everything in the world here. And that builds your materials, which currently I can carry 3,000 of each. It takes me an entire game to get all of this put together, just to gather all of the materials I need, only so when I have to build a fort, which you're not going to see in this round because we're doing the survivor round for Panda. Which, yes, Ray, I know they are. And by the way, if you weren't aware, Ray is played by Tiny Tina from Borderlands 2, which is another thing that I really, 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 really love about this game. Like, love about this game. You have no idea Tiny Tina is my main squeeze.
So she starts telling you the obvious.
Yeah, there is a lot of times when I tell her to shut up because she does very much point out the obvious. Hey, your fort's under attack, as you're standing there watching it get attacked. You're like, yep, I know. Thank you. Shut up now. But just, even in Borderlands, I was yelling at Tiny Tina, telling her to shut up half the time. But I do really love the fact that they used her. I think that was a great move on their part. I think that's the perfect voice for this. And it's, for those of us who love Borderlands, and trust me, when Borderlands 3 comes, we're going to be playing the garbage out of that. None of us will ever get any sleep anymore, and I'm sure if we're in a relationship, luckily my relationship will be fine, but Cakes, on the other hand, might suffer pretty hard from that. Because he's going to be on it 24/7. There's no such thing as sleep when a new game comes out that's going to be awesome. So Fortnite's kind of like I said, been that game right now. It's that game that I want to play all the time. I enjoy it, and I enjoy doing the battle royale stuff. And ooh, mimic. Well, that's not the gun I want, but that'll work. Yeah. So I enjoy the battle royale aspect. I like that they gave you that, and I think actually all of the problems with the campaign, if you go to battle royale, it's perfectly balanced. You get just enough materials in battle royale to progress yourself forward. You get enough materials to have some fun. The thing I don't like about battle royale is when I play a game, I want to play a game. I don't want to consistently have to worry about who's going to come up and shoot me in the back. So, and I've had multiple rounds where I've dropped in and instantly died just because somebody came up and was squatting on that spot that I landed in. There you go. You have an old game system?
There's really nothing you can do about that, but
Yeah.
you just kind of, I don't know, if you're like me, you just kind of laugh at it, and then, because the good thing about Battle Royale is it's quick. If you die quick, you just jump into another game. I played like 5 games within like, I don't know, 20 minutes.
And compared to PUBG, if you like PUBG, you will like the Battle Royale. And I've
never played PUBG.
Except for the fact that you actually have to run everywhere in this game.
Yeah, you don't get a car or anything, but yeah. So we saved 12. That's not bad.
Yeah,
you need 3 more for your quest.
1 more, actually.
Huh?
I need 1 more survivor.
Oh, okay. So we could probably do your other part of the quest and do that.
Probably.
Okay. So Battle Royale, I think, hit the game market perfect.
Oh.
And
God damn it, I got kicked. Sorry. As soon as I sit down, I get kicked.
okay. Please tell me those counted.
I can't believe it. That was nearly every...
Nope.
Of course. So yeah, Battle Royale, like I said, it hit perfectly in the margin of you're playing, you're forward progressing, you're getting materials, you're doing this, you're doing that, you've always got something you can do, and you're always having fun. Granted, if you take it like a competition, you're going to get mad when somebody kills you, but it's Battle Royale, you're playing against other players, and that's kind of how it works. So it's very... The only way I can describe Battle Royale is PUBG, but done right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so PUBG was this shoot 'em up game where you went and collected your materials and you did all this stuff, and most of you in here...
Oh my gosh.
What?
Invite me, please.
Okay. You gotta give me a second, I gotta get out of the screen.
Okay.
But yeah, PUBG was a very good game. It had very good potential. Oh, well, thank you, Senti. I appreciate it. Actually, Joker's one of my favorite characters. So, and he's actually, believe it or not, the only clown on the planet that I'm okay with. I'm terrified of clowns on a regular basis. I am not okay with clowns.
True
Joker, to me, is not a clown. I know he's a clown, but it just he doesn't do the clown thing to me. So he's the only one that I don't freak out when I see.
Dragon is in chat with us.
Oh, okay.
In our general.
That's fine. So, guys, if you hear what sounds like a younger person speaking, it's going to be because Dragon's here.
Oh, you joined my game?
Did I?
Uh-huh.
I gotta stop.
Is that what we're doing, joining your game?
No.
Just... Okay, join Panda's game. Panda, you know how to deal with this. We're good. So, there we go. It doesn't matter. We gotta do a Save the Survivor. I'm gonna eat some pizza. I hope you guys enjoy that. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, PUBG was a very shoot 'em up, go get your stuff, and so on and so forth, but it had a lot of glitch problems. It had a lot of problems where the matchmaking took way too long. If you didn't have enough people, it wasn't going to start the match, and it does the same thing here on Fortnite. The difference is your turnover is incredibly fast. I could play a PUBG match and be in it for anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
And another guy just.
Linger? Oh, really?
You're
They
like-
caught him sleeping.
I'll answer that in a second,
You
then.
know,
But
drove up, turn around.
PUBG was like, you could play it for anywhere between like 45 minutes and an hour and a half in one session, which was really annoying. Fortnite, on the other hand, has a turnover of about, I'd say max 20 minutes. That sound about right, Cake?
I just said, do I have
Yeah.
minutes of
Yeah.
this?
So the Royale version, I think they hit everything perfect, and I think they have it pretty much on par right there. Now, if they could transfer that same continuity over to the campaign, you'd have literally the top-notch perfect game.
Well, legally, you don't have to.
Right.
You have several recording VC on Discord, and you
I'm gonna go.
and oh, General,
I'm
LOL.
going to my-
Yeah, I've so the Discord setup, like I said, to have others to help you grow and so on and so forth, and the recording channels. If you're in a recording room, that's just like I joined up with somebody, and I wanted to record with that person, so we go into the recording room, and that's like the unspoken. Unless you're invited to that recording, just let those people be, and they'll come out when they're ready. So our Discord's a little bit intense.
But he's never there at nighttime.
There's a lot going on there.
He has his other
So.
job.
Tried 6:35.
We have that, and let's
Yeah,
see.
his other job takes.
There's actually more beyond the level that you're sitting at. You have several. Oh, what you're hearing is me playing back through Kick speakers. That echo I can't kill, unfortunately.
There's one of them outside now. You can.
So,
They've digested this room.
like I was saying, which Joker though? Canon, I believe there are 3. There is Prankster Joker from the old show, then there is Gangster and Serial Killer.
That's fine.
Oh, I like the comics.
Communication.
I actually really like Canon.
Me and Jerry
That was one of my
actually
favorite
worked at the
Jokers,
same time
but
last time at
believe it or
Amazon.
not, and I'm going to say this, and you're all going to hate me for this, is the Suicide Squad Joker. When they made him, that was fantastic. You have no idea how much I love that, but I did love that.
All she did was she
God,
hit
what
the
was-
gate. Something with the gate.
She stuck her head through the gate and ripped the side and pulled it.
She stuck her head through the gate and she got scared and
Yep.
pulled it away and it fell down.
My
That's
mic
what
is
happened.
muted, so nobody can hear me.
Let's go outside.
I can hear you.
Oh, I'm reading chat.
That's like
Yeah, Jared Leto did fantastic in that spotlight. I think he very much got into
all right.
to character. I think he nailed the Joker and gave him a really new, fresh
My room.
kickoff, and I think that's going to take off really, really well.
Big girl.
And I actually did the Jared Leonard
Turn
Joker.
right.
Which is funny because
Joker
Jared
setup
Leto
as well.
only got 10 minutes of screen time during Suicide
Are
Squad.
we ready?
Yeah, we are. I'm sorry. I'm messing around. Oh, why? There we go. Okay, so we need to do another Save the Survivors.
Yep. Because I timed out because I actually had to cut pizza. Sorry.
I
Excuses.
probably got time for this one, and then I'm probably gonna take a shower and.
That's
How
fine.
dare you? How dare you be clean?
Yeah, you gross man. Being all clean and stuff. Did it seriously switch that? It did. Well, now we're going to have to do this one. Okay. So yes, Jared Leto did awesome. I love and I can't remember the actor's name, but the one before him, a little heavier set.
Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger did the Joker, I think, one of the best Jokers, in my opinion. So,
Right, may he rest in peace.
yep. Damn shame.
He was the best Joker.
I think so. I really do. I like Jared Leto, but I think Heath Ledger could not have made a better Joker.
I do not like Jared Leto. I refuse to watch Suicide Squad. When Harley Quinn has her own standalone movie, I will watch that.
Dude,
About
you
2
have got.
years, you will.
Yep. Harley Quinn is getting her own thing. If I turn my mic on my mic, you will hear my fan and my AC. That's fine.
We have dogs that drink
Yeah,
water.
I
and
got
eat
daughters
food.
that drink water. I used to have a fish tank that always runs. There's some things I just can't avoid. Not too worried about it.
Survivor in danger.
Survivor in danger. Yay. Where are you? Okay, you're right there. So, like I said, the things that I like about the game are it's playability. It does consistently keep me playing. It keeps me busy. It keeps me consistently working to get the next thing. And I like that sense of accomplishment you do get from playing the campaign and going through it and doing all the work to get to it. So, oh,
I like the different challenging aspects of
The
it.
circle pizza.
yep. So out of curiosity, Dragon, are you in the chat listening to me on Discord and listening to the voice on the
I think
YouTube
he
as
is.
well? Because if you're doing that, you're getting a double hit on me. Yeah, mute YouTube and listen through chat, and that echo should die. So, with that being the case, that
Like I was saying earlier, I like the fact that when you play a mission, they don't all feel the same.
yeah, and that is very
And
true.
I do like the waves of things. Sometimes I don't know. There's been a lot of good close games where I've run out of ammo and it's a close call, and I like it. And I like that challenging aspect. I don't want the game to be just handed to me.
Oh, I do.
And then if I do a terrible build, I do like the fact that you have the chance to fix it.
Yes, that is a good thing too. I do like that. A couple minor things I think could really be improved on is, especially their weapon system in this game. Seeing as how you brought up weapons, almost breaking. Getting the materials for the weapons is kind of ridiculous, and it eats a lot of materials. So where you have to go back and do this grind all the time, it is kind of an issue for the overall game, just because, and I say that when, so if I'm grinding through 6 missions, I've got to grind 6 missions to just get that next one done. In those 6 missions, I might get 2 pieces of the material.
I need the stupid med kit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. It's underneath something.
I'll find it. You go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go help the other ones.
Yeah. But throughout those 6 missions, I might get 2 or 3 pieces a match of what I need for the weapon that I'm using. My weapon's only going to last, I think it's 2, maybe 3 games if I push it. And that's kind of the downside to me.
I don't like the fact that you can't repair a weapon.
Yes, I do really think that if you were going to do the weapon...
I'm shocked about that.
Yep. The fact that you made the weapon break, okay, that's fine. If you're going to make the weapon break, at least give me the materials that by the time this is going to break, knowing that I have to grind through the game the way you made me grind through the game, that I can replace it in that time frame. It's easily replaceable. Which...
Yeah.
This game very much does not do that. It's not replaceable. Over here? Where is over here? I don't see you.
Yeah, you're somewhere in that area.
Oh, I got her. Cool. So, being that that's the case, I do like the game, but there is... Basically, my biggest complaint about the game is resources. And that's my biggest thing. I don't mind a grind, and I'm really not a grindy game kind of person. I don't like to play games like that, but this game has managed to keep my attention and do all of the things it's supposed to do. But I feel like if you're going to... Crap. If you're going to make a game this grindy, you need to at least make it possible to do it. So, to improve upon the game, don't make it a gimmick like they turned WoW into, which really bothered me. I actually stopped playing World of Warcraft because of the fact that everything stopped becoming a setup and people weren't able to raid together or certain things, and everybody was just kind of set up on their own accord there, which sucked massively. So when it was just, I'm jumping into a random pub group, this dude stole all my stuff, I stopped playing because it was like, okay, now the game's way too easy and you're just handing it to people who don't deserve to have that. So... Stop!
I think, see, the other thing too is if you make a mistake in your base and you go to tear it down, you don't get any of the mats back. Upgrading everything to the 3rd rank is a ton of resources. You eat through resources for everything.
Yes, you do.
There's simply not enough. There's never enough basics resources, let alone all the other stuff you need to make weapons and you know, all the other parts, nuts and bolts.
Yeah, that I agree with, Anya. There isn't enough resources that they give you, and don't get me wrong. Okay, you have enough resources on the map that we can all kind of get what we need throughout the process, which I do like that, but I'm spending anywhere between 20-25 minutes a match just to get those resources, only to burn those resources on one build in the game where I don't get anything back.
Too.
Yeah. So I don't get any of my resources back at the end of the game that I spent all this time grinding for, which drives me crazy. So how I like to do it when I do play is I like to, that's going to hurt a lot. That actually killed him.
Oh my good gosh. You
Answer
did.
my own question.
Yeah, it's alright, I got it. Anyway, I do like to spend, so I'll try and go in with the resources I need. I build and then I go get my resources so I can leave with resources. Help, where are you at? Why do you keep doing this to me? Okay, he's on this ground level somewhere. Where?
What's up, Pops? I know.
Where are you?
I know.
No. Of course you wouldn't be. No, you're not in here. What the?
Yeah.
Am I just stupid? Is that what I mean?
Yes.
Is that what I'm missing here? Is this guy really that hard to find?
Yes, you did.
Oh, there you are. Hi.
Monsters coming!
Good. I'm glad. Monsters coming. Yay. Alright. So yes,
You can take her.
I see this. I can't do anything about you.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm trying to save a survivor who's being a mess right now. Having trouble finding things. I'm trying to find out how to record audio from that. Why I'm on, because it says speaker unavailable. Honestly, King, I don't know how to do that yet. Like I said, I'd have to look that up and actually go through and try and figure out what's going on there. So, when I'm done live streaming and I'm done with all this, I will gladly sit back and try and find the answer for that. Right now, I would try plugging in headphones. I don't know if the phones are capable of doing both at the same time. So, because I've never tried to record off my phone. I don't know, I don't like phones like that. I kind of just use my phone for texting and calling people, if that's the case with it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at the same amount of survivors we were before. There's a survivor somewhere over here. Hi, would you like a med kit? I'm sure you would. Yes, you would. Okay.
Survivor in danger.
Survivor in danger. There's a survivor over there in danger. There's a survivor over here who needs a med kit.
Been on
Check your
Facebook.
map for the location of the med
Never
kit.
on Facebook.
Yeah, maybe try headphones with the speaker. I couldn't tell you, dude. I really wish I could. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'll look into it after I finish with the stream and everything. And I'll try and get back to you with that answer.
And then there you
So yeah, overall though, I do think Fortnite is a very, very playable game. Very fun to play.
Yeah.
Very much worth buying. I wouldn't suggest buying like the.
I like the fact that there's a lot of buzz around this game, much like World of Warcraft. A lot of people enjoy the different elements of it. Some people like the PvP side of it. Some people like us, we like the campaign more. I like being able to zone off a little bit and kind of play a grindy game that kind of reminds me of like the last games I really played like this was, besides Borderlands 2, was Diablo 3 and World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Okay, so Diablo 3 I actually enjoyed. World of Warcraft I enjoyed until you made it too easy. And that was really, honestly, the point that killed me with World of Warcraft, just so you guys know, is when they brought in the pandas. When they brought in Kung Fu Panda, whatever.
Pandist.
No, it had nothing to do with it. That's when they started handing everything to you. You no longer had to work for anything or try anything. Did somebody? Oh, okay, you did. You gave him the med kit, babe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that is true, and that's right around the time I quit, and then I did play that expansion.
Stream tomorrow.
Miss the Pend area, but then I
might stream tomorrow. If nothing else, I'll have a record up tomorrow.
I did not enjoy it at all.
Yep.
You guys are pandas.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I played Warlords of Draenor, and then I just really hated my life.
Oh, I actually really liked the Warlords, but that was because you could build your own base and so on and so forth. And Dragon, I try to stream about once a week here on the channel, and we try to do like live podcasts, that way we get a chance to talk to you guys, interact, and see how you guys feel about things like that. So we appreciate you being in, and I look forward to the next time you're in. So if nothing else, we have a daily video that goes up every day at 3 p.m. If it's not up, it's because something happened, and I will have one up to replace it.
Like power outage for 4 days again.
Yeah.
Because Panda.
Yeah, Panda bargained with the gods.
Out there in the world that can make changes, and they actually made a change.
So really, though, if any of you guys play Fortnite, I'd like to hear what you guys think about the game. If I'm wrong, feel free to let me know if I'm wrong, or tell me what you think versus what we've said. I think the game could use a little adjustment on the grindiness. Like, in basic reality, if you gave me a quarter more materials, or even lessen the amount that the materials take to do what you need to do, I think the game would be just about spot on. Still make me...
Yeah, I agree with that.
Keep me...
And there's a couple ways they could do it. They could lower the upgrade amount.
Oh.
Or they could just give you slightly more materials in the game. Because we were talking about this earlier. We don't want them to completely eliminate the grind.
No, I think the grind...
Yeah, the grind sucks, but you don't want it to be completely eliminated.
Yeah. If you take out the grind completely,
like,
you turn it into what...
Fallout.
Yeah. Okay. If you take out the grind completely...
How Fallout was a grind of salvaging everything and blah, 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 and breaking everything down.
Yeah, exactly.
This is kind of like that. Don't make it where it's annoying as shit, though.
Yeah. See, and that's where it's borderlining right now. It's playably grindy, and I'll say that because I'm still playing it, and I'm still grinding at it. But it is very annoyingly grindy as well. It's borderline. If this game was any more grindy than it is right now, I would not play it. So, like, they basically pushed it to the max limit of grinding, which sucks. However, I don't think that's a terrible thing. I think you need to, with it being a beta game, and if you're listening to it, I do think that on the suggestion form, if we put in that they should just make this a little less grindy, give me an eighth more, or even a quarter more materials out of everything, or just reduce the amount by a quarter of what it takes to build everything, so that way I'm not leaving the game at the end of it after building a fort with nothing, plus having gone back to completely get materials to continue to upgrade the fort. A 16 wall fort with a floor and a ceiling should not, and that's minus the center, should not take 4,000 stone to get completely upgraded in order to be able to defend your objective. So if you got multiple people, yeah, maybe it's not so bad. Because if I got you, me, Panda, and even Deadly together, and we're all playing the same game, and everybody's using equal parts of material to upgrade, it's not as easy on your stuff, but you still end up having to go back out and grind it out.
Yeah.
So again,
that side of it never goes away.
No, and I don't
what.
think you ever should take that away. I think there should be a limit of working for the game. Like, in order to really enjoy a game, you shouldn't just be handed everything. At that point, I'm going to play it for a week, think it's awesome for the first week, and then get bored by the monotonous easiness of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like a game that keeps me working and keeps me grinding at it to make sure that I'm going to play it and I feel like I earned what I got. And right now, I pretty much feel like I earned where I'm at. I mean, I'm not as far as I would like to be, and I would like a little further progression capabilities throughout the game, but past that, I wouldn't say, like, I'm angry with it. I don't not enjoy playing, and that's my big thing. The fact that they made it playable and they have this heavy of a grind on it is actually something that I have to commend them for. But again, they did make it very, very grindy, and I don't appreciate that much grind. Aside from that, though, the only other big thing, and yeah, I think you're right, is putting them on separate servers. Let the campaign players play together, let the Battle Royale players play together, but put them on separate servers so if something goes wrong on either end, I have the option of jumping over and playing the campaign while they're working on maintenance on the Battle Royale server, or vice versa. But right now, I think...
Yeah, my girlfriend's kids play for Battle Royale more, so that's why I was playing that. Honestly, we were talking about this. Like, if I was gonna play it, I would rather play it with people I know.
Right.
I'm not gonna just jump into a pickup group and start playing Battle Royale as squad. No way.
Well, see, I will, but at that point, I'm only doing it to make jokes and have fun. I'd still much rather play Battle Royale with you, Panda, and Deadly all together, which we're going to try and do sometime soon, I'm hoping. Yeah. Because I got that 50v50, and I'd like to just try that out and do all that stuff. Like I said, overall, though, Battle Royale, I have no complaints about. You very equally balance that game. Like, and that's usually my biggest complaint about a game is balance. And the campaign is unbalanced in the fact that you're grinding 10 times the amount that you are actually playing the game. So that's kind of where I think they need to focus back on.
And the missions are like, okay, like I get that we have to defend certain things for a certain amount of time, but please lessen the time.
Yeah, you could lessen the time and maybe increase the difficulty during that time, if you wanted to. But yeah, it does take...
If you choose to increase the difficulty, make it less time.
Yeah, see, now that would be the thing. If I decide to just play it vanilla without increasing it, I could see taking 10 minutes. But if I increase with your difficulty increaser by 4 times, then it should be like 6 minutes, 5 minutes.
But like for every mission, it being like either like defend this thing for like 6 to 8 minutes, or you know, you gotta do yada yada yada. And this is like 15 minutes, but like this one I kind of get.
Yeah.
You know,
well, this one gives you the time to actually find what you're looking for. And I still can't find that last. I wish you would give me a number of like, okay, so we have an idea that there's 15 out here or 20 out here, so you've got 1 out of that, or so on and so forth. Hey, somebody killed my last mimic.
Me. And I killed my last mimic.
Woohoo! Bonus survivors rescued 8.
I know, we got 14 done.
Yeah, which should finish your quest.
It's been done.
Yep. So with that being the case, we only have to do that one side where we...
Shelter one.
Yeah, which if you're going to hang around...
I need to find one more truck for a map, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I'll do that tomorrow.
Oh yeah, he needs RVs.
Yeah, he needs...
I don't even think there's another one in here anywhere.
I'm sure there might be.
They're hard to do. I had to do that one.
Yeah, that one took a while. And that's the other thing I do really enjoy about the game. You give me the main quest, which is really, really fun and quite enjoyable to play through. And I would love to see what happens. And oh, big complaint in all of that too. Don't let me upgrade my weapons without giving me a warning that I'm not going to be able to get the materials. That was an issue. I made that mistake. There's certain areas that you get certain materials to be able to upgrade your stuff. There was no warning label that you will not be able to get this until you get to a level 40 zone. So now the weapon that I liked to use, I can't use anymore because I upgraded it. So that was kind of an issue I had with that. But back to what we were saying.
Because Eagle made a dirt dinner moment.
Yeah, like pop up and be like, "Hey, dummy, this is gonna happen if you do that." Like, please, just realize that I'm not the smartest person when it comes to the game. So put a sign in my face that says, "Hey, this could be fixed." What was I saying before I said that?
No idea.
Oh, I use a standalone Razer Siren mic. It's a $264 mic. Just so you know. And that was equipment that I bought last year with the whole setup I have. The setup I've got is an i5 with an overlay i7 processor.
It's been 2 years now.
Yeah, that's true. It has been 2 years. Anyway, I got this, like, the whole setup completely put together, like, I think I got the second monitor, like, a year ago.
Yeah, well, I gave that one to you.
Yeah. So, with that being the case, yes, that was quite nice, because now I can actually read what you guys are asking and talk to you. Instead of having my phone up and trying to read chat off of that was a mess. But you know what? In the early stages, you make things work, guys. That's how it was. I didn't have a great mic. I had to lean over and yell at my computer in order for people to hear what I was saying.
Well, that's also because you have a mush mouth, so...
Yeah, that's true. But like when I first started, I didn't have a mic. I didn't have a camera. No, I did have a camera. That was the only thing I bought. And I was playing on a laptop. And it was a joke, and I would have to lean over, and my graphics were crap, and all this other stuff. And as time went on, I bought pieces of equipment that needed to come with the thing to improve my video making capability. And I'm very happy about the fact that we're in the situation where we are, that I have all this. Because if it wasn't like last year had this all happened, or had we not got this when we did, there would be no point as of right now that I could ever afford to get the setup that I have right now. So I very much treat this computer like it's a temple.
I mean, I'm going to be getting going here soon, so I wanted to just hit on this real quick. I enjoy this game with even with its flaws. Like this isn't like a broken piece of shit game like Skyrim to me. This is an easy fix. This is more just like a quality of life thing, which is kind of where I felt like Diablo 3 was at with a couple of things. I feel like it's just like, you know, because this game is so grindy too, and materials is such a big thing, would it really hurt you to give me a little bit more space? Maybe get a little bit more research points, like maybe not throughout the whole week, but maybe like a weekend you get like, you know, whatever you would normally get, but like a half on top of that, so it's a little bit quicker.
So you're talking like Dead by Daylight, the Blood Harvest Moon thing, where you got double points for that weekend.
Yeah, so stuff like that I think is always a good thing to have into a game, because that'll get like a good amount of people to play at a certain time, and
so
like I like this game because of the event. I think the events adds a pretty cool feature to it, where somebody like you who likes the skins and other things and the items you can get out of the events is pretty good.
That is very true. That's what I was actually hitting on before I went on my rant about my weapons. So, one thing I really, really love about this game, and it really changed things up, is the fact that while I was progressing on the main quest, I was able to do all these little side quests for the springtime event and so on and so forth. And I think that's really awesome that you brought that in and made a whole quest line for it. We ended up completing the entire thing without me even really recording anything, which I'm sorry about, but it was super cool because that event itself ended on a new map in a new area and a change of pace, and I think that would be fun to have in the game as well. If you could take, very much so, you go into Stonewood, it's urban, industrial, or forest. You go into Plankerton so far, and it's urban, industrial, or forest. That event brought us to a desert thing, so I think having that option to play on different maps would be really cool, so I'm not seeing the same scenery all the time. But as for the event itself, I actually really enjoyed that they put that in there. That made the game much more enjoyable, because at least then I could work on something else while grinding through everything. So give me something to progressively do while I have to grind. Yeah. But yeah, I do agree with that. I think my biggest issue with the game, and I hope they actually get around to fixing this, is the fact that you've made a lot of patches and you've increased how much I can carry and so on and so forth, which is nice. But you didn't increase, like, I can upgrade my pickaxe, but if I use my pickaxe in Plankerton, I can get more materials there than I can in Stonewood. Because even though I've upgraded it, there's a certain limit of upgrading that stops.
I believe the reason they do that is to try to keep you playing in the area that you probably should be playing in more often than not.
I can see that. I actually can. But I still feel like if I gotta go grind materials, and you didn't give me enough to upgrade my schematics to use the stuff that you're giving me there, and I have to go back.
If you can get away with doing, like, say, like a level 19 area and you're level 25 and you can handle it fine, and you don't really have to put up much material at the end, I think that's kind of the risk versus the reward you got to look at. Can you do it without, you know, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to use as small amount of material as possible?
That's true. And that's usually what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to collect material if I'm back there.
Something we didn't really talk about, but say, like, if you don't have full 4 players, you can put a defender in there to make up for it.
And I slightly...
But the way you position your defenders is also very, very important.
Yes, that is true. That is very true. So I try and position my defenders, like, if there's an open side over here that I'm going to be able to get to but not really pay attention to, I'll put them over here or over on that side where I'm not going to be at most of the time. So when there's 3 of us, it's easy. We put 1 on each side and then a defender on the last side, and we kind of help as we go. In a full man group, I've noticed, and I have noticed that a good working full man group, I had a match today like that, where I had 4 people that were nobody knew each other, and we were defending 3 different things in a 28 area at the same time and still succeeded. Because they worked well together. So I like that you can get those random groups that work really good, but at the same time, I don't play a huge amount with random players in here.
I forget exactly what they call him, but the big dude that rams into everything. That guy is, like, always your top priority.
Yeah, the smashers. Yeah, smashers are kind of a...
That's the dude who will eat up your base real quick.
He'll tear through it in a heartbeat.
The guy the big dude who rams into your base?
Yeah, you're talking about the smashers.
Yeah. They do, you know, and we didn't really talk about this, but they do have a good variety of enemies.
That is true.
They're annoying, but I like the fact that they're annoying, and you got to employ different tactics against them. So I like that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's not like I could just run in and dick around and in the first area I could take hits, I could be, you know, kind of a terrible player.
Yeah, but
in the second area, I have to definitely be a lot more aware of my surroundings, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like Borderlands, going from True Vault Hunter to Ultimate Vault Hunter. You have to really know how to play at that point.
Or OP.
Yeah, OP
yeah,
was
but
terrible.
that's the other point though too. That reference is also a good one, because I feel like the scaling could have been just a little bit more friendly. Like, we're only in the second zone. Like, so when we get to the third and fourth, I don't even want to imagine how brutal they are, unless my skills just completely make up for it.
Right.
Yeah. See, and that's where I have to disagree with you. I think the scaling is perfect in this game. I think where it's at is actually pretty perfect, spot on. Because I have enough that if I take up one more difficulty, I have a challenge. And I have to learn how to play that. But once I learn how to play it, it's kind of like, okay, we've done this 1,000 times, we can do it again, whatever. So,
yeah,
I think it's all a matter of just learning your surroundings. Like you said earlier, just being more aware of what's going on. So, I think they scaled it really well. And I liked it. Unlike Borderlands, where if I throw another player in the game, all of a sudden your difficulty went up to where you need like 8 players. Throwing another player in the game actually relatively helps make the game a little bit smoother and a little bit easier. But it's still enough in those higher areas, like where we're at now, playing with you, it's a challenge for you, whereas me and Panda can kind of handle it because your level is lower and they didn't balance that.
yeah.
So, I guess it's kind of like to each their own on that one. I think they balanced it really well for the scaling, in my opinion. But Okay, maybe they could have made it a little bit nicer on you. And maybe not been as rough on the changes. Like when I first went into Plankerton, it was horrible. Trying to do that defense was a mess, and everything was a mess about it. But now I go back to a first defense, and I'm like, what the hell? That was easy. What was I complaining about? So, I think the thing that they did with that is scaled it so you learn how to play. Or they scaled it so that you learn how to play the game properly with other people. So, I don't know. I like that aspect. That's just me.
I do too. I do. Okay, we didn't hit on this either, but learning the menu in the very beginning.
Oh, that's a mess.
Is brutal.
Mm-hmm.
But once you got it more figured out, it's better. But like learning the menu and navigating the menu is a little bit tricky.
It's a mess.
It's going to take some patience. No matter like how much, you know, like it took me like a good week to figure it out playing this game consistently, like what I got to do.
To be completely honest with you, LOL, I finally got the stream running right, but I was uploading at the same time for a bit. That would lag out your stream a little bit, Sonny. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, with that being the case, like I said...
But I didn't know if you were ready to end the podcast soon, but I am going to be getting going here, taking a shower and stuff.
No, I think that pretty much covered everything. What I'm going to do is continue the stream now, just as a regular stream and whatnot. Because I'm going to have some fun with this.
Sounds good.
And we're going to get through this next mission so you guys can see the fort thing we've been talking about. Because this one's coming up. Do I have anything on me that's going to help me with this? Probably not.
Alright then, well, I hope everybody, you know, like Eagle said, you know, if you have differing opinions, let us know. And, you know, I think that's why me and Eagle like playing a lot of these games together, is because we have similar viewpoints, but we also have differing opinions on certain things. Mm-hmm. Like in the beginning, I was defending the grind, but now as I leveled up and everything, I'm starting to see how it's getting way more repetitive than I thought it would be.
Yeah, and that's the issue I was pointing out in the very beginning. But I think I was also further than you in the beginning when I was complaining about that.
Use the terminal to run
You had about, I don't know, you've got a couple days on me actually.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're still backtracking to catching everybody up to where we're at now. Panda and I have blown past pretty much everybody in our group. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people are moving into homes.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm kind of disappointed about. That needs to finish so that way we can get our player back. Really?
Yeah.
Give me the crappiest build spot ever. Okay, fine. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the build, guys. This is the forts that we have to build around these things. You got to protect this while I'm protecting this. Panda will probably go get the little sentry bots.
Yep.
And yeah, they don't make it pleasant to do. So just getting the materials for this together to do this.
That's because I just deposited all my stone because I forgot what we were doing.
That's fine. This is your next quest piece.
Alright.
Yep.
Well, I'll catch everybody later. It was good doing the podcast on this and trying to.
Oh yeah, and I'm
definitely talk about this.
Yep. Also, for those of you who are curious, to answer your question, Senny says, "Have a good night, dude." But yes,
all right.
For those of you who are curious, we will be doing a podcast on why we stopped playing WoW, what we thought was issues with World of Warcraft.
Yes.
So
that needs to happen because that's going to probably be a good 2.5 hour rant.
Yeah, that's going to be a really long podcast for what it is.
Cake mad.
Yeah, my brother might even join in on that one.
Yep. Actually, I think my dad said he might even join in on that.
So I know I'm excited. If we come up with a day for that, I'm marking my calendar down. I'm ready to bitch. I'll be hopped up on Mountain Dew.
I'm all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
Alright, go get clean, you dirty man.
Yeah, seriously, nobody wants to smell you anymore.
And honestly, I say this with the utmost honesty. That is exactly what I want Fortnite to avoid.
Yes, that is my biggest fear with Fortnite. You have a vanilla WoW right now, which did really, really, really well. Don't screw it up. Make it a little easier, a little more friendly on the menu system, because there's still things on the menu that I'm learning as well. But don't.
I think weapons should have its own like tab, like the heroes and the survivors do,
Yeah.
and the defenders.
Yeah.
I think your weapon should just be a very easy tab. It's kind of tricky to understand going to the armory and doing it there.
Yeah. And that makes sense. I don't know. Just don't make it a walkthrough game on me. If you can't change it and make it a little more resource friendly, and I gotta deal with this grind, well, I'm obviously dealing with it now, so I'm not. It's not the end of the world for me.
Yeah.
But I would like to
All
see
right.
a little
Well,
better.
I'm gonna head out, but I will catch you guys later.
Yep. Go shower. Tell
Later.
tell French Toast I said hi.
All right.
All right. And I will definitely speak with you guys later. Well, him anyway. So many stupid ways to build around this. Yeah.
Don't worry, by the time you're done, there's gonna be like no nuts and bolts on this map.
Oh, I'm sure. And I'm gonna need you to make traps.
That's fine.
This is terrible placement. Terrible placement. Okay, guys, we're gonna like jump into the game and actually play the game a little bit too. So that's a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna pay a little bit more attention to the game here because
That's scary.
I'm sucking. I actually walked off the map trying to talk to people. Come on.
That's not scary.
It's not surprising. It's a better word.
That too.
Yep.
Don't worry, you'll have all the cars to smash.
That's fine. I'm gonna need metal anyway. I gotta do these upgrades. So, where I was complaining that this takes a lot of material, as I've got 2 levels right now that haven't eaten up too terribly much material, but this will get smashed through in an absolute heartbeat. So, where I had 2 levels, I've now got to upgrade it, which is where your materials get killed massively. So 2,000 metal down to 2.4, 2.37, something. And then they do this. Stop doing this to me, game.
What?
Every time that I build a fort, they instantly send people to go and kill it.
The dog farted.
Okay.
I don't know. Just thought I'd share that with the world.
Okay.
What if I had to hear it, everybody else has to know it?
So who all is here? Well, so far the talkers today have been Dragon and yourself. And yeah, that's about it. Sometimes we get really good turnouts during the streams, and other times we get a couple of people who are here to talk and a few more who are just here to watch. I don't mind either way. I like to do these streams though because it's really kind of, like I said, it's an opportunity to sit back and it really get to know you guys and get you guys involved with what we think and so on and so forth. So I hope it's not like annoying to see what happens when the camera's rolling and I'm not editing it. Yeah.
A rare sight to see.
I know. I like editing videos, okay? I'm sorry. I do actually, like, I hate doing it, and I absolutely hate doing it. I hate it so
I like
much.
it when you edit videos too, because then I don't have to talk to you. It's great.
Yeah. But I love doing it at the same time because that's when you get to look back and catch all those really cool moments you had on camera, and you get to watch them and make them Yeah, my dog farted. That's awesome. Thank you. Which dog farted?
The only one that's up here.
Socks?
Yeah. She's right
Socks.
behind you.
Socks, the crowd says congratulations on your fart. You're getting a standing applause.
She takes a bow, she says.
And yes, I have a pity, by the way. In case you guys were wondering. I have a, what is she, Brindle? Brindle pit?
Well, brindle is the coloring.
Yeah.
You always confuse that.
Whatever. That's my wife's dog. And my dog is a little
Husky German
brat.
Shepherd mix.
Yes, she is a Husky German Shepherd mix. And she is a brat.
Like, just last night, her bratness showed.
Oh, God. So, I'm a vet, as most of you guys know. And I really want to tell you guys about this because this disturbed me heavily, and I feel like you guys should be shared with it. It's not like violent or pornographic or whatever.
It's not.
No, it's just like one of those things that irk the crap out of you. So, I went to bed last night probably around, I want to say midnight is when I laid down. And then I do this thing where, because I have sleep insomnia, and yes, I do have night terrors that happen a lot. So I tend to lay down and just kind of lay there. So I was doing that, and I fell asleep at like 5:30 in the morning. And the funny part is, I actually spent most of the night getting to know Senti, which I do need to get with you and collab with you sometime, because you do have a good personality on YouTube, and I think you're going to be a great presence on YouTube. So with that being the case, I think getting your channel involved with other channels is going to be a nice way to expand outward. And for those of you who are just starting out on YouTube and watching, don't be afraid to reach out to other channels. Trust me, I was at 100 subs, reaching out to people with thousands of subs, going, hey, you guys want to collab? You want to do this? You want to do that? That's how we've grown our channel. That and mass promotion. I've got car signs. I've got all kinds of stuff. I go to a bunch of events that...
Handmade car signs,
yes,
too.
That's true. And I'm very proud of my little dorky stuff that I do, but it's all about getting yourself out there, and there's those lag spikes. That is my own fault, though. I am running on epic quality stuff, so that's a thing. Anyway, yeah. What was I saying? See, now I digress. Something
you
about...
were talking about how last night with Nova.
Oh, yeah. So, with all of that being the case, the dog is... I love my dog, and I'm not going to ever fault my dog or say anything's wrong with my dog. I wouldn't trade my dog.
She's stupid.
She's an idiot. I will give her that. She is profoundly an idiot. I still love her. She's an idiot. But she normally, when we first got her, we had to crate train her, which meant that she stayed downstairs a lot. And normally she stays downstairs with Grandpa and all this other stuff, and she gets to hang out. So he's working night shifts recently. So we have her up here, which is fine, because I don't like putting her in the cage. I don't think it's fair that one dog sleeps pretty much in free reign, and the other one would be put in a cage, which we had to in the beginning because she was just a mess.
That's because the one dog that we've had longer, she knows not to use the bathroom inside the house.
Yeah.
She'll actually wait.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being the case, we're sitting there, it's 5:30 in the morning. I finally started to fall asleep, and like, it was not a pretty fall asleep. It was one of those I'm half in, half out type sleeps where you know you're not going to wake up feeling rested or anything. Finally fell asleep. 7 o'clock in the morning rolls around, and we are rudely woken up by the most obnoxiously loud banging and a dog running. We have a baby gate that we put up at the top of the stairs so that way they're up here and we can keep an eye on them. Well, we put that baby gate up, and she decided that she wanted to go downstairs really, really badly. And she was going to go downstairs. So she stuck her head through the baby gate and then freaked out because her head was stuck in there and started slam dancing it around the entire living area, which was not pleasant to wake up to. So yeah, that was what happened. And then I think we got up put the gate aside, send her downstairs with Grandpa, which I really appreciate that we have somebody else who can watch the dog when we're dead tired, because we're night shift kind of people. So he came home, he wanted to take the dog, she usually stays with him. Cool. Problem solved. But it's still one of the most annoying things I ever had to wake up to, was just the slam dancing. I'm shocked she didn't break something, because she literally slam danced her way through the entire house. And now you guys can kind of see what I was talking about with materials. I haven't even finished upgrading the floor. I've used more metal on that base, and I'm still being forced to go back and get more materials. Oh god, dude, it was like, I want to say it was like an atomic bomb went off in your living room. It really was just,
and it was a lot horrible for me to wake up. I'm a heavy sleeper.
Oh, and I'm not going to say that, like, it's funny, I will wake up to really light noises, but when I sleep and it's my general surrounding and I know that nobody's over or anything like that, I'm a dead sleeper. Like, you could basically light off a nuclear bomb next to my head and I'm not waking up. I don't care. But for her to wake both me and Panda up was just a mess. So, yeah, that's our fun animals for you. I'm pretty sure everybody's got a story like that or something that's happened like that, but I still felt that that was very necessary for me to share.
I think someone's still angry about it.
Oh, I'm quite upset about it, because I did not wake up pleasantly from that. And the worst thing you could do is, I mentioned this, I suffer from night terrors. I hate sleeping because when I do sleep, it's more than likely I'm going to have a night terror. And it's annoying. So, I hate sleeping, but when I do sleep, don't ever rudely wake up somebody with night terrors. It's like the most violent wake up you're ever going to see in your life. And I've gotten it under control.
If you're the mother of said person, then they have free range to do whatever.
Yeah, for some reason my mother can walk into the room and be like, hey, get up. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm up. What do you want?
But if I do it, I'm like dead.
Oh my god. If anybody else in my life comes in and it's like, hey, wake up from your nap or whatever you're doing, it's like you just awoken Satan. This is the worst experience ever.
Like, I have to be all nice and calm and cool and collected.
Yep. But then again, pandas like that too. I have 2 kittens and they smack me in the face every morning at 6 a.m. and they never stop. See, the thing about cats, I'm allergic to cats for one, but I don't hate cats, I'm just allergic to them. And I don't want cats because they claw stuff and I don't like that. I've had multiple things destroyed. I've got scars from... Me and cats have a running long love-hate relationship. I love kittens though. Kittens are adorable and they make me laugh because you'll lay there in bed and if you twiddle your feet underneath the blanket, they go and attack that.
So do our dogs though.
Yeah. So I have dogs that are pretty much kittens.
The one dog lays on the back of the chair like a cat.
Well, that's the other thing too. I'll never understand socks. So, our dog, the pit bull, which is... Okay, so the German Shepherd Husky mix is like the most docile thing ever. Literally, you could kick her in the face and she's just like, you touch me. Oh.
Do it
and
again.
Here, do it again. Touch me again. Please. Dear God, it's attention. She's so dumb. But then you got the Pitty, who I love to death, and I don't understand how you get a bad rep on a dog like that, because this is the biggest sweetheart dog I've ever owned.
She'll attack you with love.
Oh, she will. She'll lick your face off. She'll... Basically, anything that she can lick, you're gonna get licked. It's just the way she is. And we've tested the theory too. Like, I've poked and prodded at Panda and watched to see if she'll, like, get in the way and defend her. And she will. She'll physically get in the way. She won't bite you, but she'll get in the way and, like, try to push you off of people. Which is awesome. So, one, we train them in a different language, because I don't want anybody else to ever be able to tell my dogs what to do. And 2, this dog is dumb. And I mean... dumb. Rolls off the bed in the middle of the night.
My head just kind of went up and said, "Are you talking about me?"
Hey, come here. Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come on. Up, up, up. Come on. Come Come here. Come here. Say hi. So this is the Dum Dum. And I love this Dum Dum. Hi, Dum Dum. Hi, Dum Dum. But she's a sweetheart, too.
Yeah, she was my dum-dum before you ever even
Yep.
came into my life.
Yep. She's a sweetheart, absolutely the biggest sweet loving puppy I've ever got. Or I've ever had. Now, with that being said, this is also one of the first big dogs I've actually owned for the longest we've owned them. I used to do, like, canine training for...
Before.
Huh?
I had a German before.
Remember, we used to train police dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Here
Well,
you
Two Paws.
Two Paws was a purebred coyote.
See? But that's still a big dog.
Yeah. Two Paws was a mess to try to train, but that was my dad, and that was all him. I think she wasn't purebred coyote. She was redskin wolf and coyote mix. But she was a big old tank dog too. Anyway, we generally own like Jack Russell Terrier sized animals. So
Like right now over at his mom's, there's a terrier, Yorkie terrier, and 2 Shih Tzus.
yep.
So like that's the extent of like how big that they go over there.
Yeah, they don't get big dogs, and I won't really ever understand it. I know big dogs are a little higher maintenance, but I like having the bigger dog, and that's just me.
They're also easier to potty train. I'm gonna throw it out there.
Yep. So, I love this dog to death, but every bit of your body is a toy. And that's what I mean by she's stupid. I will literally wake up in the morning and I'll stand up and it's like, oh, everybody will compliment you for your slippers. Oh, those aren't my slippers, dude. That's just my dog attached to my leg like a child. I love her to death, but she does do it. You wake up, like, if I tap my foot on the ground, it's instant playtime for her, and she's just going to, and she doesn't bite down on it. She, like, just bear hugs it, and then doesn't let go. It's funny as hell.
She uses her paws like human uses our hands.
Yeah, like, you know when a little kid hugs onto your leg and won't let you go? That's what she does. And I can walk up the stairs with a dog attached to my leg. It's funny as hell. I love this dog to death. Wouldn't trade her for anything. Yes, right, Booga. You're a pain, and you're annoying, especially when you cry in the morning, but I wouldn't trade you. Yep. What are you doing, Whiny Butt? What's down here? What's down here? Yeah, those are Dad's feet. That's not a toy. How many times I gotta tell you that?
It's a toy.
That is my limb.
That's a toy.
That is my limb.
That's a toy.
Weirdo.
That's a toy.
Still love my dog to death. I would show you the other one, but she is downstairs and currently in trouble.
Not really in trouble. She's just downstairs because Grandpa likes her more.
Well, okay, she's currently on groundation, which basically means that I don't give her as much attention during that time because she made a mistake that she knows not to make. So yeah, that being a thing. Like I don't hit the dog or anything. I just basically don't give her. Oh, it was over the thing this morning with the gate. That and she pottied in the house when she wasn't supposed to. And we let our dogs out every 2.5 hours or so. So it's not like there's any excuse why you're using the bathroom in the house other than you were just being a brat. So, and she does. Nova's got a huge personality. The cool thing about Nova is we went to the shelter, and when we first got Nova, we went to the shelter and we were looking for any dog that would get along with Socks. And Socks is a sweetheart. She will get along with anything. Like literally anything.
But other dogs don't want to get along with her.
Yeah, but no other dog really likes Socks, and I don't understand why. I don't really get it, but no dog really clicks with our pit bull. So with that being the case, Nova was like that last hope dog that, okay, either this is going to click or we're not getting a second dog. So we went to the little pound thing because they said they had a dog out there, and it was like, okay, cool.
Well, no, it's like I found her on one of the websites and they used a puppy photo, and I fell in love with it because I wanted a puppy because I actually got Socks when she was a puppy.
And it would have been easier to get their personalities to click as a puppy versus being a full-grown dog. Yeah. So we went there and we looked around through all of the things looking for this dog. And we were like, no, we can't find it. We can't find it. We can't find the one we're looking for. So we
Nova, here she is.
Yeah. So we tried with like some other smaller dogs, some half-breed dogs, and none of them got along with Socks at all. And finally, we asked about it and was like, where's this Nova dog that you got in here that I put in an application for and all this stuff so we could adopt her? Two things that were really cool about her was that the picture was from like what, a year prior?
Yeah, 9 months.
Yeah, so it was 9 months prior
when
to.
She was literally 8 weeks old.
Yeah, she was about 8 weeks old when she entered the pound because somebody didn't want her. And then what I disagree with, and I hate when people do this, and I will call anybody out on this. I am a huge pet lover, and that's one of the things that I get. If you like snakes and you have snakes, cool. Don't expect me to come and hold your snake or anything. I like snakes and spiders. You can have your thing with spiders. I'm not coming in your house. I've got no problems with you owning a spider. Just, I'm not coming in your house.
I will hold a snake.
Yep. And I'll hold a snake and stuff, but like...
And that's only because my cousin owns one, so you have no choice when we go
Well, I used to catch rattlesnakes out in Tucson.
That's true.
But that's a different thing. Anyway, I love animals, but what they did was the person who had Nova first had not trained her with food at all. So they put her in the pound saying she was super food aggressive, territorial with her food, things like that. Which, okay, you're an 8-week-old puppy. You teach them not to be that way. You stick your hand in the bowl, you do what you gotta do, right? No, they didn't do that. So we went in there and she was not adopted for like almost a year, and she was actually on, I want to say it was on bounds for euthanization that next week. So when we finally asked them about that, they brought us over to this dog, and I'm talking like dog, not cute little puppy dog, no, dog. So yeah, we ended up with Nova there, and I don't know, I don't regret it, and she's been a wonderful dog, but there's been multiple issues, of course, as with anything. But we brought her outside with Socks and let them play around and do everything, and right off the bat the two got along. Like there was no question about it. They were just best friends right off the bat, wouldn't leave each other alone, just hung out. We brought her home, she wouldn't leave them alone, she wouldn't go anywhere without the other one. It was like, oh, okay, so these two really do get along quite nicely. So hence why we got Nova. And Nova was really weird. Like when we first brought her home, I thought she was gonna die, because the pound place loved her, but every time I mentioned to take her back there, she like runs and hides. So I don't know what happened there. But when we got her, she was really skittish, really, she wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Socialized at all. So,
Socks is moving the curtain slightly.
well, you can see the floor where she's laying, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. My dog's just trying to tell me that it's about time for me to end streaming.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
She's like, Dad, go to bed.
I'm not going to bed. I don't want to go to bed. No.
Dad, go to bed.
Can't make me.
Dad, go to bed.
No.
Go to bed, Dad.
No.
Dad, bed.
Can't make me. Okay. So this is a fort. It cost me 3,000 stone, if not more, or 3,000 wood, if not more, and yeah. I do still find that incredibly ridiculous, the amount of materials. It cost me almost all of my metal just to do this. Husk spotted already? Where? Oh, you can't shoot that one. I might have to bring you down a lot. Okay, so yeah, it's just that's what I'm talking about with the material grind. It's so grindy. So it took me this long to build the fort. Granted, I was talking, so on and so forth, but if I wanted to get all my materials back, then I'd be grinding for another 20-30 minutes on it. Yeah, I'm used to it though. It's a weekday, and my live streams usually are more people that just pop in, say hi, and then kind of take off and come back, and take off and come back, so I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, the dog is, she got along with Socks great and absolutely couldn't take it back if I wanted to. But
she's become a part of our routine in our family, so.
Yeah, but since she's been out of the place, like when she first came home, she wouldn't eat. It was 4 days with her not eating at all. I'd put food in the bowl. We thought that she just was malnourished or something, or I don't know. She had some kind of eating thing going on. She wouldn't eat any food. So we started hand feeding her for the first couple of days, and that's how that worked out. And then she started eating in the bowl and so on and so forth, and then all of a sudden we had a well-trained dog. No, inspiration to start YouTube. I wanted to make people laugh. That was it. I wanted to do something to get my mind off of reality and make people laugh as much as other YouTubers made me laugh. And that's kind of where I came in here. YouTube's been a hell of an experience, though. I will say, since I've started YouTube, I cannot complain about anything that's gone through with it. I've done some really cool stuff with YouTube that I probably never would have done before. One of those things was, I don't know if you follow or have heard the name, but there's a gentleman named Tide Time who plays Dead by Daylight. And he plays Dead by Daylight and a few other games. Like he's the reason I have The Forest and a bunch of other things. And we actually got to live stream with him. And he's got like 70,000 subs. So that was pretty cool. Actually, that was one of the coolest things ever. It's actually on my channel too, and the audio sucks because it was before I got this nice mic that doesn't pick up a stupid echo.
No, you had the mic. It was just that we were celebrating my birthday at the same time, so we didn't have enough time to actually prepare for it.
Yeah. So the audio came out really kind of echoey, which kind of sucks, but I have the record up there. And it's still one of my favorite moments about the channel and everything that's happened there. I've gotten the chance to be in matches with, or play games with Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Bob, Wade. Those were some really cool opportunities. And yeah, I mean, I never honestly thought I'd sit in a game with Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, and I was super geeked out, dude. I like, not even kidding you. It was like
from ear to ear.
It was like the schoolgirl moment where you just get stupid excited over nothing. And I don't know, looking back on it, it was kind of dumb to get that excited, but it was awesome. And I absolutely mean that. It was a really, really cool experience that I wouldn't trade. So, you know, since I've been on YouTube, I could say 1,000 things as to why I would want to start. I wanted to start because I thought I could make a difference. I wanted to start because I was bored. And honestly, there was a part that I started this because I wanted to make it a career type thing. And I still would like to make this it's a full-time gig for me right now, but I'd like it to be the only gig. Oh, I actually met all of them through Molly, which is Wade's fiance. I got in on one of her. Like I said when I first started the stream, don't ever be afraid to reach out and ask other people to collab with and so on and so forth, because I did that with Molly, and that got me in with Wade after I helped Molly with a couple things, and Wade then pulled me into a game with all these other people. So it was like a what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know what kind of word you're looking for.
Some kind of effect. I can't. Like, it was like one thing happened after another, and it was really cool to have it set up that way and have the opportunity
Like a
to do it.
domino effect?
Yeah, there you go. It was a really awesome domino effect on the entire situation. Like, I don't think anything, I didn't expect just by coming in and saying, hey, what's up, and trying to help her fix OBS and whatnot, that I would be valued in that point to be able to come on and be talking with Wade and have somebody sit there and go, hey, I got this going on, come join. Well, next thing you know, I'm sitting in a room with Markiplier, Jack, and Wade and Bob, which was super cool. Which actually is what kind of drove me to continue doing this, because at that point I was like, I need to get a job, I need to do this, I need to live life, so on and so forth. So, yeah. Are we ready to start this?
Yeah, because the stupid glitched out monster decided to destroy my ammo crates I was going for. Jerk.
Nice.
He's
Well,
one of the bone thrower guys who's stuck inside
This shelter's been
Thing.
damaged pretty severely.
the second.
yeah.
Looks like the life support modules have all
Alright, well, I'll let you get C-Bot,
These
and then...
modules inflate
Alright.
and shield the shelter.
Oh, dear God, I know why I can't make any more ammo. I'm out of wood.
Modules
Do you
have
need
to be
wood?
around
I
here
can drop some
somewhere.
wood.
Search the zone and
I
return
can
the
get some.
missing
There's
parts.
trees everywhere. Oh, I found 2 of them.
Survivor shelters are built by a fleet of construction bots. If the
Yep.
bots are attacked, they enter stealth mode and power down.
So no, like I said,
Near the shelter, we'll need to
the awesome part was the fact that I've never really been afraid to reach out. And shockingly enough, every time I've ever gotten a big collab with anybody, I found 3 of them.
Good.
Let me see if I can sense them.
Yep.
It might take a few minutes.
Anytime I've ever really gotten a chance to do a big collab with big people or anything like that is because of their girlfriends or their wives or their fiancés or so on and so forth.
It's a good thing I'm not the jealous type.
Yeah, and it's not even like I'm reaching out to talk to them. I'll reach out to the YouTuber themselves, and it's the fiance or the girlfriend or so on and so forth that comes back and says, starts talking to me. So with that being the case, it's been a really
At
interesting.
first they think he's gay, so
You know, that might be it too. I come on, I'm like, hey girl, let's collab sometime.
I think that would actually scare them off the way you said that.
No, I think that would work perfectly. If I walked into Markiplier's house and it was just like, hey man, what's up? Let's just collab sometime on some cool games.
Amy's his
The
girlfriend.
shelter is now
Huh?
stronger.
Amy's his girlfriend.
I could so replace
New
her in a
module
heartbeat.
installation has
Oh
begun.
god. You are creeping me out.
Has arrived.
Oh,
Not because you're doing it good, it's because you're doing it
I
bad.
marked his location on the map.
I don't know what you mean by doing it bad. I do it.
Has a limited amount of energy.
I do
If
everything
you don't
good.
activate its scanner,
No.
it will have to return. So
Stupid French woman just says it doesn't, but it does. Okay, so yeah, it's actually surprisingly been mostly females who get you into games with their partners, which is pretty cool. So don't be afraid to reach out to people's fiancés, wives, things like that.
But don't be creepy.
Yeah, don't actually walk in and be like, hey girl, let's go shopping so we can like talk about this and I can get in with your husband. Because yeah, that's a thing. My day is made. I just made it to 50 subs. Woohoo. Congratulations, dude. It's good.
shelter is now stronger.
See,
That's a milestone right there.
that is a milestone, dude. I was shocked when I hit 50 subs, and I'm gonna say it honestly. I was seriously shocked when I hit 50 subs. I never thought my channel was like, I never thought my personality would be something that people wanted to watch.
In fact, mine made it into 50 subs.
I think Panda's got to like 70 something, and then she just like stopped.
I play on a laptop.
Yeah, she's always talking like she's planning on doing something. I don't think so anymore. Oh well. Oh, I found another one.
Bruh.
Do you even lift, brah?
Bro, do you even hoist?
No, I'm sorry, I don't hoist.
Dost thou lift objects
Nope,
that are heavy?
not anymore. Not ever since I quit being a furniture mover. Get crushed underneath an 800-pound... Oh, I only lift donuts? That's a good one. I like that, actually. Donuts. I really only lift coffee.
New module installation has begun.
I only
I
lift
need
potato
coffee.
chips. Potato chips are my vice.
Yep. Oh, and the other thing, too, is I think somebody on our group was asking the other day, dude. Yes, I do carry merchandise. I carry shirts, hoodies, cups, all this stuff. And most of it, the cool thing about our merchandise store is that when we built the channel, we wanted to do it for like a charity thing later. So that was something we kept in mind when we built it, but we also understood that we'd need to get a decent basis of following. So it was kind of like, yeah, it'd be cool to do some streams for charity, which we do every few months, so on and so forth. Every 3 months we do some kind of charity stream. So our next one's going to be something for cancer, but we haven't figured out which charity we really want to go to yet. And trust me, it's a lot of back effort to get to that point. But we knew we have to actually make, or we knew we'd actually have to make like something of the channel, or a good following in order to do anything. Yeah, I could. I really could. Pretty sure. If I was going to try to contact somebody up there for a charity stream, I'd actually go after Wade first. Lord Minion 777, because I feel like he's more reasonable. And I don't say that to bash anybody. At a certain size of being a YouTuber, I feel like you just kind of ignore comments that come through. And Wade seems like the most level-headed of them all. Like the most down-to-earth. So...
Still grounded, I guess.
Yeah, that would be the word, like grounded. Like, I'm not saying Mark has an ego, but I'm sure that he gets. You got 19 million subs, or 20 million subs, so on and so forth.
Well, actually, I did catch one of his last Twitch things. He says that he's always a butthole to everybody he talks to in his comment section. That he's actually, you know, a mean person. But I think that's just facade.
He keeps trying to push that facade. No, I think Markiplier is incredibly busy. Now, on the flip side of that, I do think, and I'll say it without trying to be rude about it, I think ever since, like, look at Jacksepticeye's videos. Going into vlogging, I do think that it's apparent that there's a slight ego.
Well, not
there.
That, maybe that there's also, like, no good games out, which I can understand that, you know, like, Fortnite's, like, the really only good pushing game out there.
But... And when I say ego, I don't mean it in a bashing term. I like that Jacksepticeye is very down to earth. He's always conscious about the fact that, yes, I'm talking about this, and now I'm getting into bragging and ranting, and I need to stop. Which is cool, because I appreciate that. Because, I'm sorry, we've got 600 and something subs here that I don't pay attention to the numbers that much, but... Yeah. But, like I said, I like that he did break into vlogging. I think he's a better gamer than he is a vlogger, but that's my opinion. However, speaking, I don't bash him for doing what he does, but I do notice in like his tour videos, there was that slight bit of higher look. I don't know how to explain it. It just, you're not as down to earth as like when Wade walks into a room, he's very, I'm one of you guys type deal, and it's just another day. Jack's mind is so expanded out there and so up there with his personality that I think he's got that crowd pleaser attitude going, if that makes sense.
I've been searching for these things, and it's not working today.
Oh, I got 5 of them.
I got 1, actually.
Oh, so I got 4.
So right now I'm looking inside the city industrial place.
Are you using the C-bot?
Not yet. He actually had to go home. He had to recharge, apparently. So when he comes back, I will.
Great. Okay.
Well, I thought I was going to be able to find them. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Go find C-bot. I've marked his location
Anyway.
on the map.
Like, I really do...
If you don't activate its scanner, it will have to return to recharge.
I'm trying to fix this so it doesn't sound like I'm bashing his channel, because I idolize Jacksepticeye a lot. Jacksepticeye was the reason we started this channel. He made me laugh, he got me through a lot of rough times, and when stuff got really dark, his videos would always make me laugh and bring me back to a light that I was like, okay, I can fight through this. If you can fight through this, I can fight through this type deal. So I have a massive, massive amount of respect for him, but I also... Cool. I also feel like Jacksepticeye's overwhelmed is probably the best thing I could say. Like, when he talks to people, he tries to talk to people, but he tries to talk to this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, and you try to talk to everybody, eventually you get overloaded. So, and I understand that even on our own channel, I do that. I get overloaded with trying to talk to everybody and do everything, so I'm not complaining. It's just, I think out of all of them, Wade's the only one who really hasn't gone to the point of losing that differential between being a YouTuber and having his own personality and being able to separate the two. But then again, when you're as big as freaking Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, I don't think it's even remotely possible to separate life from YouTube. I think YouTube is life at that point. And that's... I feel sorry for that because, yes, as much as I would love to live in that world where YouTube is nothing but my life and all I'm doing is I'm here talking and having a good time with everybody and doing all of this, if I didn't have my own thing to run away to and separate out, I think I might go a little crazy.
Crazier.
Yeah. But to be 100% real with you, YouTube was my way of getting out of reality. So, I did not like the reality I lived in, and I thought that... I still believe very much so that YouTube has potential of influencing a lot of things, and with that being the case, the right people there, the right people doing things can definitely change an outlook on the way we look at things as a planet. Oh jeez, and a flinger.
There's only one more thing that we need to get.
Yep. Well, if you could get it, I would appreciate it. Anyway. I don't know. I'm content with where I'm at, and that's. I would too. My dream is 1 second. I'm so many enemies too hard to look to the side. I'm a slow reader. I'm sorry. I'll read it in a moment. Okay, 1 second. Ah! Who's at the wall? Get off me, wall. I'm surprised I've defended this as well. And that flinger's still alive. Stop throwing things at me. Thank you. Okay. Oh, too, my dream is to make it to 1,000 subs in a year, and I'm not gonna lie, I get emotional, and YouTube has helped me. Yeah. And that's kind of how I look at this whole thing. I'm a mess in real life. Like, I can't even lie about that. I'm a mess. I don't wake up on time. I don't sleep well. I've got mental issues, all this other stuff going on. I suffer from depression, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm going to go on a rant of all the things that are actually wrong with me. That way everybody can know in the world that I'm not a normal person, right? No, everybody's a normal person, and everybody's entitled to have issues, and that's something that I think everybody needs to understand, and that's why I wanted to come on here, because as...
I have crippling depression.
Yep. As it stands, like I said, I suffer from depression, PTSD, and all this other stuff, and I've been able to make it, and YouTube's been a huge help for me on that. And coming on here, I like the idea of somebody coming up and being like, hey, how do you do this when you're depressed or this, that, and the other? Well, I record to get away from it. This is my way out. Like, playing video games, hanging out with you guys, it's my way out of my life. So it pulls me out of my head, and it's a cool way to really interact and kind of get out there and do stuff. So I thought if like YouTube could change my perspective that much, then on YouTube I could hopefully help somebody else like Jack help me change that perspective. That perspective of I'm always depressed, I'm always crippled under this, I'm never gonna be good enough, this, that, and the other. And then
found the last one.
Thank God.
I know. I was just on my way to go to the last teapot.
Yep. Yeah. But like I said, before it was a lot of self-doubt and things like that. And watching Jacksepticeye's videos and Markiplier's videos, I started to really think about it and go, no, if they could make it, why can't I? Why can't I be on here and make a difference and make people happy and make people laugh?
Sorry, I'm running up the stairs real quick. Sorry, being equipment.
I can come help. I'm looking at it.
Nope.
After all parts have been installed, the shelter will attempt to power back up. When this
I already ran away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna deal with it real quick because this is gonna become a problem anyway.
The power up process takes 4 minutes.
Yep. So, like I said, YouTube's been a huge confidence builder, and I actually, believe it or not, I suffer from a stutter. Now, most of the time you won't catch it because I'll edit it out, but a live stream, yeah, you're gonna catch the fact that I stutter. And it usually happens when, oh, give me a second, I'll read that. It usually happens when I get really excited at things. I'll start stuttering over it and be like, I forgot the English. Oh, Jesus. Are you coming back?
Yes.
Please do. No! No! I can't defend everything!
Yes, you can.
It's too much! Too much to sound! I can't handle it too much further!
Be brave, little Fort.
You got this.
Okay. Ah!
I'm here.
Are you? Are you? Because I'm dying here inside. I'm going to die a little bit every time they get close. Okay, good. Panda's back. Okay.
I'm not.
You know, I can't agree with that. The whole being PewDiePie. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go into that on the channel. I'm sorry. My opinions on PewDiePie differ from a lot of people's opinions. I don't think he's a bad YouTuber. I really don't. And I don't think that there's... I don't have really anything great to say, and I don't have anything really negative to say. He's not my cup of tea. That's where I'm going to put that. And the funny part is, I've had people come in here to, while I've been streaming, and tell me that, oh, I am out of capability of fixing things. Okay. That's going to blow down that wall. That wall is going to go. We already lost the floor spike here. Crap. And there goes a flinger. Yep. So, as for PewDiePie, I'm sure he had a nightmare time getting up there, and I've had people compare me to him and say that I'm very much like him and this, that, and the other, and then I've had other people tell me I need to watch him and learn from him. Well, I don't want to be like any other channel, and that's the thing. I made the channel with in mind that we were going to do charity streams, and we had to get a certain amount of people to do that, and we're finally at that size, which is awesome. I'm glad that we can do this. I'm very happy that we are able to give back and do this, and I mean, granted, we don't raise more than a couple $100 per charity stream, but a couple $100 goes a long way when it comes to research for cancer, autism awareness. We did suicide prevention, which that was a massive hit of raising money, and I really appreciate you all for donating and everything you've done there. That's been really huge, and that was what we wanted to really build the channel on. So I started making merchandise and all this other stuff for that part of the channel. I wanted to really give everybody a chance to say, hey, I supported this through this stream, and this is what I got for it, while 90% of those proceeds went to making, or to whatever charity is there, and it's on my back, and I get to wear it and walk around, plus support my favorite YouTubers at the same time. So when I talk about my merchandise and stuff like that, we don't make profit off of that. Every bit of any profit that we would make goes directly to St. Jude's Cancer Foundation. So that's one of our huge things.
Well, when we're not doing a specific charity.
If I'm doing a very specific charity, I have a very specific donation link, and I shut off all direct donations from there. So, with that being the case, during, I'm probably, honestly, our next big stream, I'm going to push to try and see if everybody wants to do the St. Jude's Cancer Association thing. And hopefully we can get everybody on board with that. Seattle's Children's Hospital is one that one of my friends wants to do. I didn't know they have autism streams, hello. That's what I have, but it's minor. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if there's a huge stream for it, but there's a site that we use, it's called Tiltify. And I'm sorry, I try not to smoke during recordings, but real life, yeah. But there's a site that we use, it's called Tiltify, and Tiltify gives you hundreds of different places that you can set up donation streams for. So I can link that in there, and then that money is donated through Tiltify directly to the charity I want to give it to. If not, then I go through this long process of contacting the establishment and then setting up a campaign with them and so on and so forth, and getting a link custom made for that. It's a much longer process to do if I don't use the secondary thing. The thing I like about Tiltify, though, is they don't take a cut off the top for it. So it's just basically they did all the legwork for this many charities because this many people have requested that they want to do this or do that for that charity. So it's kind of cool in its own way. But
and to go off on what you said previously before you went on that, we don't condone smoking.
oh yeah,
We don't.
No. Trust me, I've been trying to quit for 20 years.
I've been trying to quit for 10, so
Yeah.
don't do it.
And I promise you right now that is not an exaggeration. I have literally been smoking for over 20 years.
Don't do it at all.
Yep.
If you haven't done it, don't do it.
Yes,
It's
that
a
is
waste
true.
of money and you stunt your life.
I wouldn't say stunts my life, but it definitely makes it hard to get up the
90% of the
stairs.
time it can.
It definitely makes it hard to get up the stairs, that's for sure. Okay, anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna pull these off because this is killing my head. Boy.
That's fine.
The headphones are awesome. I use Razer Siren headphones. Now when I set out to get my equipment, I set out for like the best of the best stuff. So
And I took them.
Yep, and Panda wore them forever, and now I have them back. But I wear them with one ear off so I can hear Panda because it's easier than just putting her on the mic through the headphone. So, anyway, like I said, we built the YouTube channel so we could do the charity streams, things like that. My autism stuff makes my life overwhelming and makes it very hard to think, and then I get emotional, not like mad, but upset even over stupid stuff. But I have learned to put a mental block so no one knows but me. Well,
that's good for you. You found your own way to deal with what you have.
yeah.
You always find, people who have certain things, they always learn how to, work around it. And it's great that you found a healthy way to do it.
Yeah, pretty much what Panda said there. And I'm not saying that because my brain went to a completely different place with that. You said that...
I have a cousin who's autistic too, so it's like, I understand. But he's complete autistic.
I have 2 autistic nephews that are just... One doesn't talk and all he does is math. And I will never understand how you can love math as much as this kid. But he's really good at math and that's all he does. He doesn't talk to you. He's really skittish about things and things like that. So when we did the stream for autism, it was like, okay, let's raise money for this. And that charity we picked went directly to both Talons and... my nephew or niece or not niece, cousin, whatever. I don't know the relation lines like that well, but he's a family member and it went to the same charity that they both use. So that was really cool to be able to do. And we granted only raised like $60, but it was what it is. And when you said no one knows but you now, I started laughing because my brain instantly went up there and went, well, everybody in this stream now knows too. But, no. On mental illnesses, though, I do think it's never wrong to ask for help. I don't think that anybody should ever feel like they can't ask for help, and that's something that we push big on this channel. Hashtag spread the love is our thing. And granted, it's not a hashtag that's really taken off, but it's what we do. So we have the hashtag spread the love, and we run it during every live stream, so on and so forth, because we believe that if you're going through something and you need help, you should be allowed to ask for help without being embarrassed to ask for help. There shouldn't be any consequences for it. Yep. In every one of my charity streams, I always post in there the hotlines, text lines, computer, like you can go on and just email them, call them, visit them, website lines, all this other stuff. I put all the information in my streams for charities. So that's a huge deal for us on our end. But that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to change the world one step at a time through giving back in a charity, making things positive. So, which I'm going to say this, and I know I'm totally wrong about it, but it's funny because I feel like Jacksepticeye copied me on it. Because right after I started getting to the point to be able to do it is when he started doing it as well. So I'm very proud of the fact that I can sit there and say that the YouTuber that got me to start YouTube and got me to do everything. And I say YouTuber, the biggest influence behind me doing YouTube was Private Panda. That's the wife. She was the biggest influence. She was the biggest support system. still is a pretty huge support system for it, and she puts up with me doing this, so that's awesome.
True.
And she joins me for pretty much every game I put up, which is cool. Find a wife like that. You'll never regret it, I promise.
Because I've been playing games my whole life.
Yeah. If you want to be a gamer YouTuber, find a gamer girlfriend. You'll never regret it. But yeah, it's super cool to see that Jack jumped into charities, and I'm glad that he does the charity streams every couple months as well. It's amazing to see that the same changes I wanted to make are things that he's doing now. So, granted, I'm going to look like a copycat coming up behind him, but that's... I mean, we're our own channel. I'd like to say that we're a lot like Jacksepticeye, but I don't think that I'm anywhere as top of the morning to you, laddies. I'm not there. I'm not that energy. I can't be that energy 24/7. And there's a lot of times when, like, I'll come on a video and I'll do a recording and I'm super energized and it's super, like, I'm screaming at the mic and this, that, and the other. And I got to kind of learn to keep it down as well. Because, one, I have people that sleep downstairs and I record at night, so... Again, ups and downs on both sides. But, yeah. There's a lot of times when I'll come in super energized, and then there's a lot of times when I just kind of feel like I want to be chill, hang out, and do whatever, and just kind of come on and hang out with you guys. And that's my personality, and that's the way it is. And I'm a firm believer that if you're going to do a YouTube channel and you're going to be on YouTube, don't fake who you are. Just be who you are, be what you're going to be, and come on here and have fun. And that's where you get people to kind of jump on, because when you can truly show a passion for what you're doing and that you love doing this, because I love coming on here and I love talking to you guys and I love being able to explain all this stuff and answer these questions and so on and so forth, which is really cool when you get people who come in and talk. But, because most of the time I do a live stream, and I remember when I first started, that was great. I started out on Twitch. And I would go in there and I would talk for like 4 hours feeling so awkward. I'd be like, and guys, I'm on Twitch now, and like, could anybody talk to me, please, so I'm not awkwardly sitting here looking at this camera talking. It was one of those moments. But yeah, now I'm more comfortable, and it's a lot funnier because I'll go in and play games, and I'll get in with, even with Ark. I got in with a group of people with Ark, and I would constantly be called out because I was talking. And I talk a lot. And I used to never do this. Like, I was a quiet guy. It was yes sir, no sir, have a nice day, sir, whatever. I didn't want to be bothered, and so on and so forth. And very shut into my own little shell here. And one of the biggest issues I have in life is, like, I don't do it to be rude, but I won't look people in the eye. And it's not because it's a dominance thing or anything. I just don't feel comfortable enough looking into people's eyeballs, which is really awkward. And again, I've gotten better at it, but a lot of the times I'll look at people's mouths when they speak, because I feel like that gives me more of what you're talking about. I can kind of read it. So, and that also comes from being hard at hearing. But surprisingly, when I first started, I was a very quiet person. Like, I would mumble, and I wouldn't talk, and I didn't know how to enunciate, and I had stutter issues and all this other crap. And then I jumped onto YouTube and had to learn how to be loud enough for everybody to hear, be aware enough of everything that's going on to actually be able to do this. So through YouTube, I've managed to help myself quite a bit, and that's kind of why I like doing it as much as I do now. And I just went on like a super rant.
It's alright, I'm done playing for the day.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much tapped out on the game.
That's because I don't want to play with randoms right now.
Oh, is that what you got to do now?
Yep.
Well, we can do my base defense if you want.
Nope, not really.
Yeah. Kind of figured.
Nope.
Hello.
Tapping out.
I want to get equipment. I'm actually saving to get a desktop, so I'm happy and excited to do that, and I'm glad you went on the rant. It's not hard to get me to go on a rant. It really isn't. I like talking, and I like telling people all the stuff that I've learned and so on and so forth. Like I said, we built the YouTube channel to do charity and do all this other fun stuff, and then we built the Discord to teach people how to do what we've done. So everybody in the YouTube or in the Discord has, well, not everybody, but most of them have a YouTube channel, and things they learned they tell us, and then we tell them what we've learned, and like there's a whole tab in there where all the promotional sites we go to are, and so on and so forth. And that's, we built it to help each other kind of pass on the information, because what's the point in getting big and doing all this stuff if I can't teach people how I did it? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be that guy that's sitting there and eventually making a living off of YouTube going, oh yeah, I do this, blah blah blah, and then I'm never going to tell you how I did it. That's unfair. Actually, that's kind of conceited. So, I don't know. I'm a bigger fan of if you're going to do something, teach people how to do it. It kind of goes back to that. You can lead a horse to water, or you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, or you can teach a man to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life. Yeah. So, I was raised on the moral that if you learn something that somebody else can learn from you, then teach it. So, and I'm not really the best teacher. I just like to pass on information. But no, it would be the biggest thing I can say if you are starting a YouTube channel type thing is seriously don't be afraid to reach out to another channel. And I say this underneath the understanding that I reached out to probably 600 channels, 700 channels, and only like 5 came back and said something. But those 5 channels that came back and said something helped my channel become something else, and then I was able to reach out to the next group and maybe get 3 more channels to kind of hang out with me, and then reaching out to that next area. So, oh, okay, that's the easy part. Leave comments. I'm not even kidding. I went to, like, the Facebook groups. There's, how I met you was through a Facebook group, and I went into the Facebook group and went, okay, you have 600 subs. I want to talk to you. So I'd go and comment on their video what I think can be improved, how I think it could help, and why I think we should collab. And then I would come back onto the Facebook page and comment to them personally, or send them a message to be like, hey, you want to collab sometime? I'm really excited about this or that, or I think your videos have a really nice graphic quality, you've got a really nice audio quality, so on and so forth. Tell them what I like, and then minor improvements that I think could be made. My biggest minor improvement that I'm always pushing at is that I'm a face cam person. When I watch YouTube, I want to watch people. Like, don't get me wrong, I will watch a channel that doesn't have a face cam because I enjoy the game or I want to see the game. But most of the time when I'm watching the YouTuber, I want to see the YouTuber's reaction to the game. When they get excited, I want to see how they move and things like that. But that's because I have a very analytical personality like that. So, for me, that's always the thing that I always put up on people's things. Like, hey, I know it's probably not what you want to do, but maybe venture into looking at this at some point because this might get you a new crowd. So, but I literally, that's how I did it. I would go up to a channel and be like, hey, I'm going to put in here and say, hey, your channel's pretty good. And I actually used to do, like those Facebook groups and the promotional groups that you go through and Reddit things, I used to do live channel reviews. Like, I used to sit there and I'd turn on the webcam and I'd get on there and be like, all right, guys, send me your channel. I'm going to sit here with you and I'm going to tell you in person what I think about it and whether or not I like it. And I might subscribe to some, I might not subscribe to some, so on and so forth. But I'm definitely going to at least look at your video. And if I don't get to it, I'll look at it on my own time. And then I'll leave you a comment. So that's how we really got our channel pushed out there, was through that. I had a couple newspaper articles I put out in the very beginning, which helped me get my first 100 subs. And then past that, like, I've reached out to radio stations, I've reached out to like TV people I know in schools and all kinds of stuff. It's just a matter of being willing to do that legwork behind it. So if you're trying to collab with another channel, like, we have a member of the Discord who I met because he came onto one of my videos and was like, hey, do you collab with other people? And I was like, well, not really, because at that point I was all about the me. But then I was like, you know what? This guy took the time to to say something and ask if I will. So yeah, of course I'll give you the time. And that turned into multiple videos with him, and then he went on to do his own thing, and I went on to do my own thing, and then I met this next person, and so on and so forth, and we basically built a group out of it. So, but even still, another way to do it too is go into a live stream. Live streams are a great way to reach out to people too, because that's when you have a YouTuber's attention. If they're live streaming, pay attention to if they're talking to people, or if they're talking to the camera. And that's one of the big things that I've noticed as well. I'll go into a live stream with some of these people who have 6,000 subs, and they'll talk to the camera, and I'll watch the chat, ask them questions, and you'll never answer them. And that's like, okay, I'm here, I'm live streaming, but I'm not interested in anything going on out there, so I'm not an interactive channel, which means that most likely I'm not going to collab with somebody else. But if you're sitting here and you're talking to your viewers and you're trying to get them involved with the channel, which is what I want to do. At least here we try to make sure everybody gets involved and gets something. And like we do the podcast streams, that way every time you come on, you get the opportunity to say something and get your voice heard through the channel and whatnot. And we'll shout out channels and so on and so forth every now and then. But when we come on live, we try and get you guys involved with the game, and that's the way we keep it interactive with the community. And I try to answer comments. Like, a lot of the comments are on my videos are like, very nice video, good job, this, that, and the other, and they don't warrant me coming back and going, hey, thanks, or blah, blah, blah. If I did that with every video, I'd never get a chance to record anything. But, like, a drawn-out comment that says, hey, I want to know this or that, or what do you think about this, I'll actually sit back and answer. So, again, commenting in live streams, asking for collabs, or if they do collabs type situations, and definitely hit people up in the Facebook groups, Reddit groups, Twitter groups, whatever you use to promote your channel. Don't be afraid to try to reach to them on there. Like, I've gone so far as, if I hadn't done that, I actually would have never done the collab with Side Time. I sent him a message, specifically him a message, knowing he had 70,000 people, knowing that I more than likely was never going to get heard by him. So I still sent that message out and was like, hey, it's my wife's birthday coming up, blah, blah, blah. She really wanted to stream with you. I would like to stream with you if you have the time, and if you, in any way, shape, or form, could possibly get back to me, even with just an answer of yes or no. That would be awesome, because we would like to sit down with you for a couple hours and actually just get a stream, or join your stream, or so on and so forth. And then when he came back and he was like, yeah, here's the day, here's the time, this is when you got to be on. If you're not on, you're not getting the stream. That was freaking fantastic. It was like, I just talked to a guy who's got 70,000 people who are trying to talk to him at the same time, and he answered me. Yeah. So don't be surprised when people don't answer either. There's going to be a lot of times when people are just going to ignore it. But those few people who do answer are the ones that are probably going to make it bigger. So, again, I don't know. That's just kind of what I've learned since I've been there. We should do a Q&A. That might be fun, and that's why. Well, I've tried that before with live streams. I don't get a whole lot of people who come in and ask questions or anything. But I would like to eventually get to the point where I can get enough people in the live streams that talk and do everything that we could sit down and do a Q&A, or even just find a place to post up and say, hey, I'm looking for some questions to answer, so on and so forth. And I actually used to do that back when I first started. And another big thing I would like to do is when we start getting more viable comments that are like comments, not just, hey, good video, or this, that, or the other, which trust me, I seriously appreciate you guys putting in there when I do a good video. I also really appreciate when people come in and tell me, hey, I like the video, but you could change this, your audio's off, this, that, or the other. And generally in the description of my videos, if I know my audio's off or I know something's off with it, I'll put in there that, hey, I'm sorry, this was something that happened and I can't fix that. So I'll work on it in the next video. But yeah, I don't know. I used to do, like I said, I used to do the Q&A stuff, and I used to try to get interactive with everybody, and then I noticed that just sitting back and doing the live streams seemed to get people more interested than trying to force people to talk to me. Like, I don't know. I like small channels, and I do really like big channels, even like watching Markiplier during his live stream. He'll talk to chat, and that's awesome of him. He's got 19 million, 20 million, some crap like that, and still tries to talk to chat. You know his chat bar's like, like, how do you read anything? So, with that being the case, yeah, it's awesome to see big YouTubers doing that, and I like that Jacksepticeye does that still. And even, like, Dr. Gluon was, he's a Twitch streamer, and I got in there, and he's got, like, a couple thousand people that follow him, and I was like, hey, what's going on, blah, 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 and he talked to me. It was like, oh my god, they're actually talking to me. Haha, greatest moment of my life. Yeah. I don't know. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy the fact that I get to sit here and play video games and interact with people, and people like watching. And I've had people who have sent me personalized stuff that's fantastic. Like a couple of people sent me messages saying, "Oh, I make their day better" or something like that. And those little things make you feel like even when you're going through the downward spirals, like currently. When I was talking to you last, I thought I had 668 subs. I had 700 and something 2 months ago, and once the power went out, I had a bunch of people that left. Oh, well, I'm glad I could. That's awesome. But, like I was saying there, When that power outage went out and my schedule got jacked up and we missed some videos when I was talking to you on the downward side of that, I thought I had like 668 subs on here. I actually only had like 650. But getting back into posting, we've brought 9 back. So even in the downward spirals, those little comments like you made my day better. That's should be why you're doing this. I mean, honestly, if you're doing this because I want to get monetized and I want money and I want to do this and it's a job that I don't have to do anything or I can make my own hours and this, that, and the other. Well, I could go and open up a store and do the same thing. I can go and sell stuff on Etsy or do things on eBay and do the same thing and not have to be here. So, really, if you're not on YouTube because you just like making videos, yeah, I could see it being one of the hardest jobs. Growth is, especially on a growth standpoint, and I'll be honest, there are some times when I'll sit here and that's what this is about. This is why you do it. You come on, you come in here to make a positive impact, and that's what I really believe YouTube should be used for. I mean, granted, I like the fact that people put on here, and I'm thoroughly guilty of it. I will look at a channel for the stuff I want and not even look at who the channel is or anybody streaming it, and I will mute them just to see what I want to see. So I am that guy, which is why I said last night I'm not like a super religious viewer. If I'm on YouTube, more than likely I'm looking up a walkthrough or I'm looking up something else, unless I take that 1 time a week or 2 times a week and I'll actually sit back and watch a YouTube channel and be like, oh, okay, so this is a smaller guy, this guy's got this going, let me comment here, let me say something here. And I try to never make it rude, but I'm not going to sugarcoat what I think either. If that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to come into your channel and if your channel's complete garbage, be like, hey, your channel's garbage and you should just quit YouTube. I'm going to be like, okay, so you have this going for you, and I'm going to look for that silver lining of what is good there and then kind of point out things that you can improve on. At least in my opinion, and that's what people have done to my channel. When I was at 30 subs, some dude came in and said my audio was shit, but the video was good. So come in here and tweak your audio like this and do that. And when he said that, it was like a good paragraph and a half comment. And it was the coolest thing to get that comment because I was able to tweak that and try his settings and then customize it to my settings and get all my sound quality, which I'm still constantly fighting with the sound on this. But, yeah. I was able to use that criticism and not take it personal and grow further past where I would have been had I not done that. So that's why, like I said the other night, I will come in and I sub to people and I watch their channel and try and see how they change their videos from week to week to kind of grow. And a lot of what happened with this channel here, and you'll notice if you go all the way back to the beginning of my videos, which are garbage, I would pull them down, but the reason why I leave my very first videos up there isn't because like they're embarrassing or anything. Yeah, they're cringeworthy in my opinion, but it's because I first started and there's some moments back there where I really wanted to show, keeping those videos up, that we're all human and we all have to start somewhere. So when I first started doing this, I was like, I started as a workout channel, believe it or not, and I would do like yoga, this, that, and the other, and I tried to do music overlays and this, that, and I mean, they weren't the worst videos I've seen, but they weren't ones that I would watch. Then I really sat down and I was talking to Panda and I was like, I wouldn't watch my own channel. And that's why am I putting stuff up that I won't watch and I don't want to do, and this, that, and the other. And so then we shifted to gaming, and this was all before I got an editor system. So it was like, okay, now I got this and I'm going to shift over to gaming. So I did like 30-minute segments and cut it, and then I would throw something up. And to say, the games took off. It wasn't great. They weren't edited. And then I started doing like this highly edited stuff because I got my first editor, and it was the coolest stuff ever. The stupid Vizio editor, which absolute garbo, by the way. It was the worst working editor I've ever had, and I was so happy to have this stupid piece of equipment just to be able to cut chunks of this big out of the video. You couldn't even cut more than like 20 seconds. But it was the greatest thing ever because I could finally edit a video. So I started doing this editing, like I'm going to make some super cool graphic animations, some word things that pop up over here. And I started doing that, and somebody came in and was like, dude, you're overdoing it. It's too much. Chill it out. Cut back here, cut back here, cut back here. And then it was like, oh, okay, so take that criticism and make it better. So now where I'm at, it's been pretty consistent past that, but it's come a lot from watching other YouTubers and watching my old videos and looking at them and going, okay, I don't know what I was thinking here. I'm very proud of those videos, by the way. And it's very stupid to say that, but as terrible as those videos are, they were what started me. So I'm very proud that they're there. I have, like, my newest intro took me forever to work on, and it's been up for a month, and it's gotten way more hits than my original intro. But I always thought that having this channel, I wanted to do this thing where I'd be able to sit back, put up a video, and just have fun with that video, and so on and so forth. But I lost train of thought. My brain went right back to way back to the Outlast video when you said your first video was an hour long. My first video was, oh god, I actually gotta look at this real quick. Hang on. It was a long.
Vlogging.
Oh god, yeah, we used to be the Brothers Fire Chat. That's right. And the funny part is, some of you are still here from that. I don't know why. Why did you follow me back then? It was so cringeworthy. Oh, but it was priceless. My first video was like 49 minutes long. And then I did these long live streams. And they were, God, I want to say they were like anywhere between 4 and 6 hours. I would sit here and play Sims and do all this other stuff. And really, you're going to be that guy? Okay, fine. My channel's telling me I can't look at my older stuff. But no, there was, like, my workout videos used to be like half an hour or so, and then my first video was way longer, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I do still love my Welcome to the Madhouse. One of the first games I played, I wanted to play and start off as a horror channel because I was afraid of horror games, and I was going to conquer that, and that was the way it was going to be, and I was going to come in here and have a great time with it. So this was before I started, like, refining how I talk and things, so there was a lot of times when My first video was a game, and it took 10 minutes, but I kept dying. I love horror games. I love horror games. I don't play horror games very well. And that's the funny thing. Like Resident Evil on the N64, I still can't play it. And I say that with like the most modest way of saying that. I literally cannot play it. It's just, I'll go to move, and I get to that spot where the liquor's on the ceiling, and after that point, I won't play it because I know he's there, and I don't want to deal with it. It freaks me out inside. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. I played Outlast 1 and 2. Outlast 1 I liked a lot. And that was my first video was Welcome to the Madhouse with that. And that was one of the first games I actually played, and it got me good. Like, that game got me good. That was a game that almost knocked me clean out of my chair. And as much as the game terrified me, and as much as it was a horror game, I still absolutely love that game. It got very repetitive, and it kind of let you down on the end, but it's still worth playing in my opinion. Resident Evil, I like Resident Evil. Their controls are really funny though, and that's why I don't play them. And they're expensive. So again, that goes back to memories of like my father when he was playing video games and where I actually started doing this. So, but yeah, when we started the YouTube channel, it was a lot of fun, actually. It was basically start out as a workout channel, then turn into a vlogging channel, which was the biggest joke I've ever done. I had no idea how to vlog, by the way, and I will never know how to vlog, but I always, like, I'll come on here and I'll put up a video of just me talking because I feel like vlogging is that way. If you do that as a live stream, like the game, if you do that as a live stream, like the game that is scary like to conquer it. Oh yeah. Well, another thing I will say about the channel too is if you're not already doing it, make sure that you're putting things in playlists. Make sure you're putting things in playlists because they're easier. Like, one of the games that I've been intending to get to and keep intending to get to and will get to eventually, and I swear to God I'll get to it, is Five Nights at Freddy's. I love the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Don't get me wrong. It's a great game. I hate playing it. I hate playing it because of the fact that in a horror game, if I can move, I'm okay. Like, if I can move, if I can run, if I can dodge, I'm okay. But Five Nights at Freddy puts you in a chair or puts you wherever they put you and you can't move. And that's my issue. That terrifies me to a point where I sit here for a half hour trying to beat the terror out of myself in order to even play the game in the beginning. So, but I don't think Resident Evil would scare me as much as I think it will. Like, up in my mind, it will still scare me like I was 7 years old watching my dad play it. I plan to play that too. I just uploaded the FNAF Clone 5 Nights at Candy's. I've never heard of that game. I'll have to check that out. Like I said, I've never heard of that game. Surprisingly though, here's the fun part. If you want to play Slender, I don't suggest putting it on the channel. It might hit for you. Everybody on my channel hated it. They hated the fact that I played it. They hated the fact that I put it up, and they told me to get rid of it. So I do take suggestions, and I don't say it like a bad thing. It was just, the game is old enough to where it's out of date. Nobody really, if you wanted to watch it, you'd watch Markiplier play it. So, again, Five Nights at Freddy's, still kind of in that realm of being okay. A game that I don't suggest that everybody suggested that I play is Hello Neighbor. Very, very overthought. And what I mean by that is it was repetitive. It was overly built on. When they originally did it, it was okay and it would have had a chance. But then they added on, do this, do that, go back up here, come back down here, do all this other garbo. And you have no idea why you're doing it, and it just became way too much. So, The other big thing I like to do too is at the end of every game, when I finish the game, I like to get my review on the game. So Outlast, I have my review, and I still stand by that. I love the graphics. I loved the game. Outlast 2, terrible. Not terrible in a bad way. Like, it was just terrible to play. I don't think I could have sat in a chair more tense throughout that series than I ever was in that series. Outlast 1 scared me. Outlast 2 grotesquely terrified me. So, in the nature of what they intended to go for, they hit it, and they hit it well, and I'm very impressed with it. They had a very good jump scare, very good consistent run, very good story plot behind it. Outlast was a wonderful game, and I hope to see more of it. Going into Five Nights at Freddy's doesn't scare me like Outlast does, but it's just one of those games that I don't play because I don't like being stuck in one spot. And I just realized that my hair is going crazy. Yeah. Oh, God, I'm thinking back now. There's a video I have up, and it was for the longest time the most viewed video I had, and it was my wife does my makeup. Yeah. And shockingly enough, YouTube kindly saved me from my own... Talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's there. I don't know if it was that bad or not, to be honest. It's really not that bad being stuck in one spot. It takes me a little bit to get over that. Just like any horror game. When I first jump in, I get all tense and freaked out, and then, yeah. If I could co-op that game, I could walk through it without a problem, but when it's just me, I become a little paranoid. But then again, I think that game also gives me issues because as much as I love Five Nights at Freddy's, it kind of kicks up the PTSD problem I have. So with that being the case, I try to kind of avoid that somewhat.
Ooh, someone means business.
But yeah, I did play the Five Nights, or the Freddy's Fazbear's Pizzeria, and that wasn't too bad, so that being the case. But yeah, that video that YouTube kindly saved me from was, we did the charity live stream, and for some reason it didn't upload properly. I can't find it on my channel, but we did it for the suicide prevention, and we did a 26-hour live stream, which was a hell of a run. It was a marathon run. Completely worth it, definitely worth the experience, but we raised the goal amount, and the end goal amount was that I would finish that stream wearing my wife's dress. So, YouTube didn't post that, and I don't know why, but yeah, that was an interesting one. And I made a very, very good looking girl, by the way.
Bitch that draws better than I do.
Yep. So maybe we'll bring that back sometime during our next stream. Yeah. Games that I would definitely suggest are Fortnite, definitely. Outlast, absolutely would suggest 100%. That's without a doubt. Well, I like that oxygen not included. No, you're fine. I don't mind you asking questions at all. Doesn't bother me. Oh, a game that I think I've taken over the chat a little. Meh, it's fine. I'd answer anybody who popped up in between as well. But, yeah. Which I'm shocked that Kaysen hasn't stopped in. I needed to get with him and... yeah, a couple other people. What is all this garbo I have on my screen? Oh, my screen's big, that's why. Yeah. So, generally, like, a game that I would definitely not suggest on YouTube. I would suggest playing it just for the experience, but I wouldn't suggest posting it because, well, morally it doesn't fit with my channel. And that's where I stand on that. Doki Doki Literature Club is one of those games. It's a visual novel that, shockingly enough, is really, really good and super, super dark. And like to the point where you have to sign a digital waiver before you even play the game. It's just ugly. And I don't know. I thought the game was really well done. I do think that they could have improved by allowing you to change a few things. It was one of those games that made me so mad at the game that I had to go and figure out how to recode it so I could play it the way that it should have been played. And yeah. South Park, good game. Don't stream it. Seriously, don't stream it. Do not ever live stream a South Park game. I made that mistake and almost got my channel shut down for. Slime Rancher, definitely a good game to sit back, play, and have fun with. I've got Banished in the Forest that I play a lot of that I like. Town of Salem, if you got a good group of friends, kind of fun to play. But yeah, the games that I haven't gotten to are Amnesia: The Dark Descent, Slender: The Arrival. I'll have to play on my own time. White Noise 2, somebody got me. And if you're in the chat, I'm sorry I haven't gotten to it yet. I do have it on my list of games that I've got intended to be recorded. And I do need to finish Doom as well. That series has kind of been off and on. Which is really shocking because it's the one video that hit really, really well was my Doom series. And then it just died, and then it would hit, and then it would die, and then it would hit, and then it would die. I'll never understand why it would do that, but for rendering that, just recording that was a mess. And still is a mess. It's so high quality graphics that it even causes my OBS system to overload sometimes. So with that game being the way it is, I love the Doom game, it's just very hard to record. So, yeah. And I got Torchlight 2 coming up. So, that'll be fun. I don't know, dude. To be completely honest with you, I wouldn't trade doing this for anything. This is what I like to do, this is what I love to do, and this is what I plan on doing. Regardless of whether or not I get paid for it. I play a lot of indie games because people love them. Yeah, I do play a lot of indie games. I play indie games, I play hitting games, I play... Like, I got Terraria I need to get back to and figure out how to play so that way I can actually put up decent records of it for a couple of you guys. But basically, most of the games I have are because people suggested them. So, really... And that was the thing with the channel. We wanted to keep it interactive and keep it to where you guys could watch what you wanted to watch, and I'd have a little bit of everything for everybody. So, yeah, with that being the case, like Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, miserable game to play, but definitely learned a lot. Like, self-discipline out of that was... It's rewarding as hell to get to the top of something, to the top of that mountain, because it's incredibly difficult. But at the same time, I don't know if I played that one again. It was a mess. I think I would break something playing that. I actually almost did break something a few times. There was a couple of times when I actually killed the stream in midstream. It was like, no, I'm gonna lose my temper. I gotta walk away from this game. I'll be back. But it was one of those games where I hated it, but I couldn't stop playing it because it felt like my... How do I put this? Like, me as a gamer, my pride as a gamer was on the line if I couldn't get to the top of that mountain like everybody wanted me to. So that game became an obsessive game for me, and it was almost unhealthy how bad I got stuck on that. But if you're gonna do it, I wouldn't say that it's a bad game to play. A lot of people still watch it, and a lot of people still like it. It's just, I made it to the top. I did what I was supposed to do, and granted, there's an achievement for doing it 50 times. I've done it once. And that's all that I care to do. I do not care to go back and do it again. I will play it every now and then just for the fun of playing it, and I won't take it personal now because I already did it, but yeah. Dead by Daylight's another game that I like to play a lot, but I haven't played that too much lately because the community got really toxic and I started to fall into that community of toxicity. So it was like at that point we knew we had to step away from that game. Then we got Uno, which I don't know why. Get a card game with a bunch of friends and you'll have nothing but a good time. That, and if I could get Monopoly on the computer and get everybody playing that, I would totally play that just because that's funny. Monopoly always starts out friendly and we're going to have a good time, and by the end of it, Grandma's cheating and you're yelling at your sister and throwing a shoe at the dog, you know, the usual stuff. The banker's cheating, and if he's not cheating, he's being accused of cheating. Yeah. Jesus. Like, the things that I've gotten out of YouTube have been incredible. And how much Monopoly. Yep. No, like I said, the things I've gotten out of the YouTube channel have been incredible, and I wouldn't trade any of it. And I hope we keep growing it, just as this channel. I hope it takes off and it gets big. And yeah, it'd be really cool to be one day sitting there at 19 million subscribers, hanging out with people, going on live tours and all this other stuff. But I don't know if that'll happen. I just kind of figure it's going to do what it does, and I'm going to keep doing what I like to do. And I like doing this, and if it makes people happy, that's awesome. That's kind of the goal of the channel, is to make people laugh and make people stay a little bit better. So, aside from that, though, I am going to jump off here and kill this stream out because I'm overdoing it and I still got some editing and some other stuff I got to get to. So I apologize for that. But thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you who stopped in. I appreciate all the likes. That's awesome. And yeah, anytime I'm on, feel free to stop in, and on the Discord too. I usually answer on there. It might take me a little while to get around to it, but fair warning though, on the Discord, most of the people on there are veterans, so it shifts the conversation topics a lot, but definitely worth it. And there are mini games within the Discord that I will explain when I get off of here. I'll leave a message in there to let you know, or have one of my moderators post in there what's up with that. But yeah, so we've got fashion rolls and all that stuff setting up. But aside from that, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It's been fun, and I am going to go to sleep and probably wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and start editing. Yeah. Anyway, I will see all of you and your beautiful faces in the next stream or video. Bye bye.